Eh.
All right, it's recording. Hello, everybody. It's me, Zero Megami, and GM.
You could
Yes.
still call me Mobius. I don't care either way.
Well, people wouldn't know who you are if I kept calling you that.
I suppose.
But since the other one isn't here, let's just go by first names.
Hey, Chris.
Uh,
GM does not like that.
It's fair to call him Jim.
yeah, do
Ain't
that again. I'm
much.
hanging up.
Yes, sir.
Also, Mobius, hilarious icon.
Yeah, that's Yunarkami's reaction to the Guardian.
Yeah, he's like, that's a big fish.
And he had to get Hisano's uh, uh, what was it? Comb back.
It's a comb.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. It was a comb.
So what? He was fishing for the comb, and then the Guardian decided to bite his hook.
No, Hisano threw the comb into the river, and it's just having to get latched onto the Guardian.
Uh,
Thus, he was forced to buy the explosive fishing set from Tanaka's Amazing Commodities.
the what?
The explosive fishing set.
I'm fairly certain that's not legal.
No explosions. It's just a brand name.
Then the fact that the fishing vest looks like
A bulletproof vest. That it's just that it happened. This actually happened in perhaps one of our favorite episodes from the animation, A Stormy Summer Vacation Part 2. In Part 1, Nanako pretty much is trying to find out where Yu is during all of summer vacation, because he apparently was very elusive throughout all of August. And it turns out in Part 2, he was actually helping out 5 different social links. Namely, Tower, Death, Temperance, Hermit, and Devil.
Hmm.
And what makes it funny is that the 2 episodes definitely lap together. Especially when you remember, Jeremy, when you put on Teddy's bear suit. He's like, I'm dying in here.
I gotta say, you was like freaking avast.
Well, to quote Yosuke in the original game, you never run out of surprises, man.
especially when he sat over on the girls' table.
Speaking of avast, that was in no way planned, folks.
No.
It just the irony is delicious.
I've got the stupid thing set so that it only posts one of its dumb update notices for 1 second. The result is a glitch where it notifies me and then has the pop-up come up and notifies me again.
In there.
Now I have a dilemma. Do I unleash the floodgates of Danboro, or do I go back to playing the game that I was playing?
Reseteer?
Yeah, Racketeer, actually.
Racketeer.
It's a French name, so I'm assuming it's Racketeer.
Huh.
Oh yeah, you might be receiving a little something on Saturday.
Eh?
You'll see in the mail.
Dude, Mobius, I've told you, don't give me gifts I can't pay you back for them.
Oh, don't worry.
And besides, I'm paying him back.
I don't have the money.
And besides, I'm paying him
Dude.
back. I'm paying him back for all the gifts he gave me.
Dude, I forgot to give you something during Christmas time.
Huh.
Just think of it as a little bonus and forget about it.
Dude, it's a gift horse. Don't complain.
Point.
And if you get something for free, I just expect you to have a little bit more conversation time and to be as happy as a pig in shit.
And besides, don't you remember how many things he sent me? He sent me both Persona 3 and Persona 4.
I know that, but you're usually good for paying him back to some extent.
I
I'm
did-
not.
I sent him a book, and now I'm sending him both Side Beast Falzar from Battle Network 6.
I'm a
And
nigh, I'm a nigh penniless, unemployed SOB. What are you gonna get back from me?
I'm giving him Side Beast Falzar.
Your happiness and dreams.
I'm giving him Side Beast Falzar and Radiant Historia.
In any case, over 80 pages of favorites on Demburo at this point.
Oh God! Just give us one for the wallpaper, and then we'll call it good. Because
Uh,
how about less pictures, more talking?
Oh yeah, and by the way, did I mention this is the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus Collection HD?
What?
Well, they were $20, so I said, meh. It's about as cheap as normally getting a copy of the PS2 version of Shadow of the Colossus, so I said it was a pretty good deal.
Like I said, GM, it's a gift horse. Don't complain.
You got plenty of time, don't worry. I just hold
Wait.
your...
Wait a minute. Speaking of Shadow of the Colossus,
It's right. I've been poking Moby here, seeing if he'd do a run of it.
if he's interested.
Well, all you have to do is just just pick a day that, I'm not, obsessively busy with my grandma or school or work. And I'll
Dude,
probably
I'm good whenever. You know that. I got nothing on my plate ever. I'm good for it. Whenever.
Well, but personally, I think it was a good thing we didn't choose you for Persona 4. You would have torn the game to shreds.
Yeah! I played that game inside out. There's no way you could have ever hoped to keep my mouth shut.
I tried to keep his mouth shut, but
I
just barely.
I would have been tearing into a dachi, calling the group morons.
Well, we pretty much did that.
I could go on and on and on.
How about the fact that every time that the kidnapping took place, they didn't even notice a fucking delivery truck?
Watching back, I noticed that during the Risei arc.
To be quite honest, I never did notice Namatame's delivery truck when I played the game. Ever.
I never noticed either.
And especially, I think it's really bad when the game even hints that he may be the kidnapper, but he's not the killer.
Not to mention, they almost killed him out of spite.
Well, they figured that Nanako was about to die, so...
Or no, they figured out at the point that she was dead. They thought at that point she was dead. And so during that ending fork, you have to choose your words carefully.
Because otherwise, even Yuna Murakami will not stop the group from exercising their wrath upon...
Actually, that actually happened. Actually, the inverse happened in the animation. You almost threw the bastard in! Almost!
Anyway, there's your wallpaper. There you go.
Awesome. But yeah, he almost threw him in. It was through... maybe not that picture.
You wimps.
I want something that's not suggestive, okay?
Oh, wrong chat. There we go.
Anyway,
Fine, have this.
That's rather tame in my opinion, but...
Okay, I guess we'll go for that one. Yeah, Toho, where Broom 6 had the same thrust as an F-22.
That's Marissa for you. You'd think Notori, being the mechanical wizard, would figure out that magic's going to beat tech. Outside of large-scale engagements, magic will beat tech any day of the week. When you get to the nuclear level, though, the balance changes greatly.
But yeah, back to what we discussed about the animation. Like I said, he almost threw him in. It was only from seeing an image of Nanako that he stopped himself.
Hmm.
In fact, in the animation, he actually does receive a bead ring from when Nanako got after Nanako got kidnapped. It's an envelope in Namatama's truck that held the bead ring.
Hmm.
It was actually that actually helped him when he was struggling to break free of Kumino Sagiri's control. And that's when Jeremy's favorite persona showed up.
Who
Koryu
again?
Koryu.
Hmm.
of the Hierophant Arcana.
Hmm.
And pretty much tipped the odds more towards the game's favor.
And of course, it didn't end there. Because all those shadows that went into Namatame went berserk. So use some Sarosha to cast Mahama on everything.
Eh.
Hell, if it was, you know what? It may as well have been Samsara. But then again, only Daisojo has Samsara.
Yeah, that's true.
But overall, our opinions of the anime as a whole, very good interpretation of the original game.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the English release. It might actually be something I put out the money for.
September 18th.
But that's only the first half.
Yeah, for the first half. But it is perhaps the more energetic half. You know, from Yu's arrival in Inaba to the battle with Shadow Mitsuo.
Which is probably the best battle in the anime period.
Next to Margaret.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity,
Margaret.
does Margaret smooch you at the end? No?
No. She does give him the Orb of Sight. Or the Orb of Truth.
And also, let's just say, the true end episode, you're gonna be thinking Groundhog Day. Because Izanami puts him through multiple recurrences of March 20th.
To the point that you actually practically went cross-eyed, almost went to his shadow self, and let's just say hilarious antics start to go from there, especially when he shoved Chie and Yukiko's food down Yosuke's throat. Then he decided to poison it with all kinds of gelatin just to make sure it took.
Whoa, what?
Like I said, it's pretty much like Groundhog Day. But of course, Margaret literally had to slap some sense into him.
And of course, you thought he was abandoned again until all the personas that he made social links with showed up to defend him from Margaret's persona's attacks.
And we're talking like Kukulin, Loki, Hellel, Yoshitsune. Yeah.
And you had to pretty much summon his whole arsenal of social link personas. He couldn't summon Izanagi because for some reason there was a shadow version of himself on the TV, talking about, how he doesn't want to lose his friends and he'd rather be in the fog than lose them.
And as was evidenced in P4 Arena, if your shadow leaves you, so does your persona does too, because your persona and your shadow are one and the same.
And so he was like, yeah, I would. I am you. And he summons Izanagi to deliver the finishing blow on Hellel after he got weakened by, I think it's Koryu's Megadolion or something like that.
Hmm.
Of course, Hellel did Morning Star at the same time.
So it was kind of a BMO war?
Yeah.
Or like Explosion War. Michael Bay War.
But yeah, overall, very good interpretation of the game. I like UGM. I am looking forward to the English dub. I'll probably buy the box set when it comes out.
I think the reason why people thought the last episode was disappointing was because
They didn't play Fog.
No, it was also because it took them 2 to 3 months to get to this point. And the fact is, it doesn't really help that the episode seems so similar to episode 12.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't blame them in particular, but you also got to recall that I think they did the best they could, considering that the true ending dungeon, as well as Izanami as a whole, was just kind of thrown out there.
So
In
why
a
not?
way,
So why not do the same with the animation?
yeah. Even though, like at the start of it,
Is
it
the
made
game
no
music
fucking
loud?
sense.
What? Well,
Is the game music loud?
yeah, it is.
It's loud, but it's I could deal with it.
Anyway, you were saying, Jeremy?
There we go. That'll do. 7.
I
Level 7.
honestly think I honestly think they did the best they could, and they actually made Izanami a more tangible villain by what she kept doing to you.
Hmm.
Oh, you want reality? Ah! This is reality. All my friends are dead. No!
It will be interesting to see. As Jeremy mentioned, Yu Seiyu deserves an award for his performance in that episode.
Yeah, I think he actually knocked it out of the fucking ballpark. He did really good. Like, he showed how expressive you can get when the cards are down.
Or when the deck is stacked.
So I'd have to say, I think he did a very good job. I just don't know how John Young Bosch is going to pull off both Yu Narukami and Adachi.
It could be possible. Could be.
Yeah, it could be. It's just, I mean, I mean, this isn't Vegeta talking to Piccolo. This is essentially a guy talking to somebody with the same voice.
Exactly. But I will admit, though, his voice acting in P4 Arena was solid.
Especially when it showed, like, the other teammates' point of views getting askewed. Nanako, what a dummy, right? Your life is forfeit!
Yeah. Yeah, because let's remember, his tagline is... The Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel.
Yeah.
I will not forget in the very beginning when he had his phone call with Yosuke, after he saw the Midnight Channel come back on the air. He's like, how about it? You're not going to just be, are you, Captain Resentiment? Why'd you zero in on that part? Didn't you see how they called you a Sister Complex Kingpin? Mine's not that bad. You think? Oh, and of course,
I still have to laugh at Yosuke's interpretation of Chie in the
Why, John? Why? Why buy an inferior weapon?
the game he's playing is about a shopkeeper in a JRPG setting.
Yes, and one of the adventurers I typically hire, my favorite actually, just bought an inferior weapon to the one she used to have.
Artificial stupidity.
Like you wouldn't friggin' believe.
I just recall Chie just going, I will devour you. You'll live inside me.
Wait, what?
Well, let's basically in the P1 Grand Prix, everyone's words were distorted towards one another to the point that after the fight, nothing that they had said before made sense to them because they were as if they were both speaking to each other, different things.
Reminds me of an episode of Batman Beyond, actually.
Yep. For example, in in Yosuke's story mode, Nadeko is like you is talking to Yosuke, in his as if he really does have a sister complex, and apparently in from Yu's point of view, after the fight, did Yosuke was say mean things to you?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It was also the fact that Yosuke kept taunting about Nanako
hmm.
on Yu's side of the story.
So yeah, basically, their stories don't match up. Well, but and of course after the fight, they pretty much regained their selves.
Of course, they even have actual bad endings in the story modes too, but they're not really bad. It's more like
They're gag endings. For example, Yukiko Amagi. Let's just say she had cooked a box lunch for the gang, for Golden Week, and apparently it was actually a really well done box lunch. In short, she had improved in the 2 months that have followed since the murder mystery. The problem is, on the way to she carried it with her on the way to the TV world. It got crushed and mixed together.
Oof.
and then she decided to feed it to poor Teddy.
She thought she was so delusional. She thought the bento was fine, to the point where she made everyone eat it. The entire team.
And then they had to cancel their Golden Week because they were all sick.
And thus, Yukiko Amagi was hereby banned on pain of death from ever touching a skillet ever again.
Fortunately, that was only a gag ending.
Though I just liked Labras's reaction to Teddy getting it.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
yeah. The new character in P4 Arena, Labras. Basically, she's the predecessor to Igus.
AKA, she is the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon.
So wouldn't you mean successor?
No. Labras was the predecessor.
Oh, a
Igus is
prototype.
Yeah, Igus is 7th generation. And she actually got a very good voice actress, Cindy Robinson, the new voice of Amy Rose. And she speaks with a either a Brooklyn or a Boston accent.
Mostly to tie in with the fact that Lapras in the original Japanese has a Kansai accent. Which, over here, usually translates to Texan, Brooklyn, or Jersey, or Boston.
Try to combine those four, and you have a nightmare in terms of trying out how to interpret what she's saying.
Oddly enough, like, her shadow actually speaks perfect English. There's no accent to it.
Yeah, because let's just say, even though she was a predecessor, due to her larger plume of dust, she pretty much developed faster than the other anti-shadow weapons.
I'm not sure if Igus actually has a plume of dust, though.
But in any case, yeah, she gained her emotions way faster than any one of the other weapons did. And she was also forced to destroy her sisters. And so thus they sealed her away when she didn't she try to resist?
Oh yeah, she resisted alright. She pretty much destroyed a bunch of the equipment. Pretty much disabled a number of machines and people along the way. And while doing this to the song of Heartful Cry.
Ouch.
Yeah. And also, but she eventually got sealed away, and of course eventually she got thrown into the TV world.
Well, the thing was, before she got sealed away, she actually left something of a memory bit that would be later transferred to other generation anti-shadow weapons, which was that she hopes that one of them would meet at this shore with someone and experience life for itself. And guess who that happened to be?
I guess.
Yep.
Hmm.
Which, oddly enough, I guess actually even notes on that.
Eventually, in P4 Arena, Labris eventually got thrown into the TV world. Somehow she escaped her confinement, and then her shadow self pretty much left her body.
No, it wasn't quite like that.
Oh, it wasn't?
A group of humans that took over the plane that Lapras and Mitsuru was on, they were being controlled by someone. And they were also being controlled by Lapras's special equipment, which can distort thoughts as well. And during that time, they drove off, and the remaining bunch of them drove off and threw her into the TV. Of course, those that were mind controlled by the malevolent entity.
Which is believed by many to be Nyarlathotep.
From Persona 1 and 2.
The speaker of the old ones, the crawling chaos.
And the primary antagonist in the duology of Persona 2.
And
so the guy that took out Philemon is essentially back. Great.
Well, maybe. I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, he can create shadows just like he did in Persona 2. And he actually did try to use those shadow incarnations to fool the gang into, lashing out their shadows. Just so that way they lose their personas and their shadows, and so he can use them for something else.
Basically, after Labris got thrown in the TV world, that's when her shadow came out. What? What?
Okay, Louie. Okay.
Okay.
One of the adventurers that you can hire, the first one you actually get, he's just decided to pick up a sailor suit that I left out for one of the female adventurers.
Figures.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's into that sort of thing.
Guy's pretty dense, so who knows?
Anyway, as we were saying, essentially, Lapras' shadow self created the tournament, even disguising herself as Teddy.
And pretty much any other character that she could suit with. Because she actually disguises herself as Nako, and then she even makes the joke of, I don't even know who the hell that person is. It still confounds me how you, of all people, can see someone that, believe in someone that is not even here. And he was like, wait, she wasn't here to begin with? No, stupid!
Essentially, yeah, basically it's Shadow Labras that created a tournament, and therefore, when the investigation team arrives inside the TV, that's when they get thrust into the tournament. And so to make sure they fight, because let's just say the Shadow's MO is to make the team suffer like Labras suffered.
And oddly enough, it was actually kind of a well-intentioned Shadow, other than the fact that it wanted to kill everyone.
Yeah, and thus she wanted everyone to, like I said, suffer like she suffered by making them fight each other and tear away their friendships. But that managed to not happen. They fought each other, but they managed to not kill each other. This, of course, makes the Shadow very pissed off. And so she resorts to doing what every other Shadow self tries to do. Make the original deny them. Oh, let's not forget, as you're probably thinking, where's the original in all this? Well, the P1 Grand Prix takes place in a facsimile of Yasugami High School, with Labris herself masquerading not knowingly, of course, masquerading as the student council president. Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, when the showdown happens, the shadow pretty much removes the illusion of Labrys looking like an actual human and exposes her robotic body for everyone to see. And so this leads her to deny the shadow, and therefore you have to fight the shadow.
That's if you, and during certain story modes, you actually also have to fight Labrys herself too.
Because after you manage to beat the shadow, Labrys accepts her, and it becomes the persona Ariadne of the Fortune Arcana.
No, actually, in some of the scenarios, you actually have to fight her as her normal self.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about in other stories. After you beat the shadow, Labrys accepts her shadow. That's what I meant.
Oh.
Yeah, it's after you beat the shadow that she accepts the shadow. However, depending on the character, your final fight is against either Labrys or or the malevolent entity masquerading as your shadow. Because there's also another player involved, someone who doesn't have a persona, but was able to hack Labrys from outside the TV.
Yeah, he cannot get inside the TV at all either. So
he and the malevolent entity were working together.
Even though the malevolent entity didn't like the guy that much either.
Well, that guy's probably screwed after you beat the game.
Well, not exactly. He just runs off and you don't hear from him again.
Yeah, the moment he goes off of camera,
you see him on camera.
You fail a great old one.
No,
you are worm food.
No, the thing is, you don't see him at all on camera. He speaks through Labrys. Literally hacking into her systems, speaking with her voice, but without any emotion. Let's see, basically, with the exception of Teddy and Naoto, the investigation team all has to fight Labrys. For Naoto and the Shadow Operatives, Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Igus, they have to fight a malevolent entity. For Teddy, Kaji is his final boss.
So Teddy's story is the joke story.
No, not really.
Teddy was actually protecting Labrys.
The thing is, when Kaji accidentally fell into the TV when he fell asleep, while he was knitting something, and basically when he woke up, he thought everything was a dream. So basically, Teddy had to beat the crap out of him to help him wake up.
Because in his story, where he has two endings, one where he's convinced it's all a dream, he just kind of goes on like a fighting tournament. Unfortunately, he left several casualties behind.
And the other ending, where... Well,
let's see.
What was the other ending?
Let's see. For Kanji?
Yeah.
Pretty much, him doing what he does best because, he realized, hey, I'm in the TV world. Shit, what'd I do this time?
Yeah.
He gets a hold of himself and realizes that, oh god, I just beat the crap out of my friends. Whoops.
Not to mention, in his bad ending, he had said some very interesting things to Naoto. but then when he realizes it's not a dream, it's like
it comes back to bite him. Because the thing was, he wanted Naoto because he thought it was a dream. He tried to convince Naoto not to speak without honorifics. And it got Naoto all flustered and embarrassed.
Overall, it may be a fighting game, but it still has that classic Persona 4 feel. Because you're everyone's favorite team of an army of idiots.
That's so true.
Although it would have been interesting if there were more characters in the lineup, presumably more from the P3 cast. Would have been interesting to see their views on the whole thing. In fact,
Yeah.
what's interesting is that we find out that in the TV world, those who normally summon their personas with evokers don't need their evokers.
Well, yeah, because they're in the Shadow's natural habitat.
Exactly! Mitsuru found this out the hard way. She's about to fight Yukiko, and she's like, "Come to me at Artemisia," and just by thought, Artemisia appears, and she hadn't even drawn her evoker. This
Which,
actually,
of course, made her absurdly curious, because that's how Mitsuru is.
yeah, and therefore it allowed her to use her abilities much more efficiently. Because normally, in order to scan something with Artemisia, she would need to use a communicator as well. Isn't that correct?
Something to that degree, yeah.
And what's also interesting is that all the P4 characters, they pretty much start off with their initial personas, and that's all they use. Well, with the exception of Yu for his instant kill. I think there's a good reason why, because considering that their initial personas are the ones that are closest to them. Therefore, they can be summoned at any time.
Well, the thing was, they kind of went by the Persona 2 excuse of the fact that if you don't use your persona for a while, it will revert back to its previous setting, more or less.
Well, that works too. And of course, I think it's also revealed that if you're under extreme psychological stress, you cannot summon your persona. I.e., if your shadow leaves you and then you're suddenly almost to the point of denying it, which almost happened quite a few times.
But then again, that was the name of the game, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. It happened. For what I saw, it happened to both Yosuke and Chie. Oh yeah,
It almost happened to Kanji, actually.
And Yukiko as well. They try to summon their personas when their supposed shadows appeared in front of them, but their personas did not appear. It made them further convinced that they were staring down at their shadow selves.
However, Naoto figured it out. And blew that theory apart.
In fact, the entity calls her the most unstable of the team.
Probably because she's the only one with a working brain.
That, and she's a child and a woman. And of course, apart from Teddy, it makes her the only investigation team member to face the entity as the final boss. Overall, actually, I am liking I am liking how the story is progressed. How the story is leading off to from Persona 4 Arena. It's hinting at a possible crossover
between
the Shadow Operatives and the investigation team.
Because afterwards, the investigation team decides to reinstate and go investigate Tatsumi Port Island as soon as possible.
Quite possibly during summer vacation.
So basically, Mitsuru has decided
she didn't want them. She didn't want them to get involved, and yet they're getting involved anyway.
Well, when fate comes knocking, you don't get a choice.
Exactly.
The call knows where you live and will wreck your hometown if you don't answer it.
No, it was more like the fact that because Mitsuru is like, no, I can't have you guys involved. We will take care of this. We will make sure that you're well protected. And you, of course, just goes along with it, and the rest of the gang's like, are you kidding me, you? And you just kind of gives them a nice wink. Just like, and like Mitsuru in her story, she's like, as if I'd fall for that. Kind of.
Because, yeah, she's obviously expecting them to arrive.
So,
Overall, I'd say, you know, the voice actors really brought the story to life. It was glad.
Well-
I was glad to see roughly 9/10 of the original cast from those two games appear. You know, the ones that are represented. Of course, Fuka, Chie, and Teddy had to be recast. But other than that, it was glad to see everyone else there.
and so was Naoto too.
Oh, Naoto as well.
Yeah, because I checked.
Is
Susan's
Naoto sporting her look
audience.
from the novel?
No, she's sporting her usual holiday getup.
Yeah, even like what was it? They even like fans like congratulated her on how well she did in P4 Arena, and she's like, "No, that's not me. I'm sorry."
And everyone was like, "What?"
So they changed up Naoto's VA.
Basically, yes.
Probably wasn't available at the time or something like that.
But the one we got in Arena was pretty damn good.
It's almost indistinguishable. That's how good it was.
Of course, Chie's was obviously noticeable, as well as Teddy's, but I like their voice work in Arena. I think they actually may be slightly better than the original voices.
I think Teddy's is, but
Chie, not so much.
No. I know Chie is supposed to be more excitable, but
She just seemed hyper and idiotic.
well, yeah, but the thing is, she's usually more down to earth.
Well, maybe the VA will portray her that way in P4 Golden, and the animation. But as for Teddy, Sam Riegel does do a great job as Teddy. I must admit, like, especially when he calls you, in the start of you story mode. Because I just say we find out Yosuke has a thing for nurses, and therefore his mommy found his favorite nurse magazine and burned it.
Oh.
You know, the one with the chest examinations and the bear behinds. I see. So, and thus you brings it up when he's calling Yosuke. I didn't know you into nurses. It just proves that even though 2 months have passed, it's as if nothing had happened. Just like partners to the end, even when they're ribbing each other.
Yeah, well.
But yeah,
There was a punchline in there I was going to do, and I forgot what it was going to be.
Darn it.
God, that was too easy.
What was?
Destroying everybody at the Coliseum with Aqua?
Oh, I see. I won't forget the many times in P4 that I tried to pull you away from Kingdom Hearts games and failing to do so.
Well, what can I say? I'm actually playing the game right, so
And by right, I mean breaking it.
yes. When the game lets me.
Except for that one time where your Zero Gravica is transfigured into warp.
Yeah, I was very sad panda that day. Oh yeah, I did finish Terra's story again in proud mode.
I did too the first time I played.
I barely survived.
Yeah, because Terra Nort is... Ow!
Painful?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it like this. Does Dick and Vice mean anything?
Very much so.
Because even when
I know this, I feel the same way, man. I fought him.
I should use ethers or elixirs and just spammed absolute zero and said screw them. But no.
Not to mention that he was pretty much mimicking you at full power.
Yeah.
What would have been more nightmare fuel is if he had the exact same equipment as you did.
Oh god.
The exact same command deck, the exact same shot lock, the exact same, everything.
Well, he did have Meteor and stuff.
Would have been scary.
He was scary. What are you talking about? And the thing is, he's going to be even worse when you fight him with Terra, with Aqua.
In the last episode.
Yes.
You're talking about Birth by Sleep, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Jackin.
No, we're talking about Final Fantasy VI, where obviously we get to beat the crap out of Hades. Stuff like that.
No.
Kefka could destroy just about anybody from Kingdom Hearts, period.
I'm not sure.
Debatable.
Barring maybe Maleficent. I think the two of them would actually team up.
No, I got one. Young Xehanort. From Dream Drop Distance.
Eep.
He can control time.
Eep.
They went with time travel as a gimmick in D3.
3D, you mean? No. Actually, no.
Yes.
What?
Kinda yes, kinda no.
What the heck? You only do that if you're desperate for more material.
Like he just said, kinda yes, but kind of no at the same time.
That's still kind of dumb.
Uh,
Time travel just opens you up to all sorts of plot holes and paradoxes.
Oh, you happen to say paradoxes. This is Square Enix, man.
this is Square Enix, where paradoxes mean profit.
You know, a point. They have no sense of common sense or anything.
What?
Thundaga shot's serving me very well. Here, have Secret Minds.
Of course, he's looking forward to facing off against Vanitas as Ventus.
Oh god, you had to remind me, didn't you?
What?
That fight's horrible.
What do you mean horrible?
Dude, he could take away most of your friggin' health when you're Aqua.
But when you're Ventus, you actually have slightly better defense.
Well, yeah, Ventus actually has higher defense than Terra does.
And higher speed.
Well, that ain't saying much. Terra moves at the pace of a fucking...
He moves at the pace of the Warrior Zero.
No, he moves at the pace I do.
Okay, the Mobius Zero then. Sorry, Zero. Sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
I mean, he moves at the pace of a fucking tectonic plate.
So he moves at the speed of Steelix.
Steelix moves faster than him and can accomplish more in his spare time.
No comment.
I will admit, though, right now, I was playing P3 Fez, the answer. Let's just say, when I fought against the first set of bosses in Ptolemea, I nearly died, despite being weak to a mind-charged Agidyne, being in fear status, and still living with 2 HP. That's in part 6 of the answer.
Yeah, that's no thanks to Mr. Neo Minotaur.
No, it wasn't. It was due to what was it? What was those set of bosses? The Cowardly Maya, the Crying Table, and the Wondrous Magus. All bossified. I know that's not a word. I don't care. Because that combination has all 4 Dyne skills, Evil Smile, and Ghastly Wail. And Rapatra! Not to mention Dodge Fire and Dodge Ice.
In short, they could dodge all their weaknesses
And
for quite a while.
oh, by the way, also Makarakarn, Life Leech, and Spirit Leech, Titarafu, and Mind Charge.
I say that the answer was equivalent of Kaizo Persona, or pretty much it on a standard Shimigami Tensei difficulty.
Well, yeah, you did say that, but hey, I survived. My first attempt at the boss.
Yeah, but you also gotta recall that you probably repressed some of the memories that you had the previous time that you did it.
I don't remember the last time I fought those 3 bosses.
Repressed.
I honestly don't remember. The Neo Minotaur, I had to use Thor with Divine Grace Medea Rama. Actually, speaking of which, let me go.
I'm really enjoying this game. I think I might actually do a run of this. I know I said I was gonna do Solar 2, but I picked this game up and I have not been able to put it down. In fact, I actually when the Toho DA club I'm in, we got a Minecraft server running again, and the first thing I did after I made a dragon cave for Hong Mei Ling, I built a replica of the full size shop from Recketeer. I'm not even done with it yet.
Okay, guys.
Anyway, in the answer, I faced off against the Neo Minotaur the second time. This time with both Thor and Resist Wind armor, because the Neo Minotaur also uses Garudine. Plus power charge and mind charge, with Vicious Strike and Akasha arts.
Yeah, that's
Fortunately,
that's
and Life Drain too. More should I say Life Leech.
yeah, that's about as fun as putting your deck in a vice.
But of course, my party was Metis, Koromaru, and Akihiko.
Tough decision.
Basically, throughout all of the answer, I'm keeping Metis in my party at all times.
Yeah, because she has neutral resistance to everything.
That, and she has Garu and Bufu skills to go well with my Succubus's Agi and Zeo skills. Let's see, what is my current personas? I have pretty much have 4 of them that I trained. Quetzalcoatl. Yes, I got Quetzalcoatl.
Where was he during Persona 4?
Sorry.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Marakaja, Secunda, Counter, Garadine, Heatwave, Mahamon, Wind Boost, Cruel Attack. And there's my Succubus with Sexy Dance, Budawan, Agidine, Zeodine, Megiddo, Fire Break, Ailment Boost, and Null Light. Basically, she has no weaknesses.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, I sold too many cherries. Price crash.
I got Parvati with Marakaja, Masakaja, Rakunda, Repatra, Grove 2, Dodge Fire, Titarafu, and Bufudine.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm going to go beat the hell out of Zack.
Cool. And I actually got Thor with a heart item. So, which means somebody's getting lightning gloves. It probably will be Yukari. Probably. Or maybe I'll save them for Metis when I fight against the other members of C's. Namely, Aki and Ken.
Here's a suppository!
Huh?
What the hell is Racing doing?
I don't know.
Uh,
I honestly have no idea.
You obviously haven't seen Aqua's Spell Weaver finisher, have you?
I have
She
not
pretty
seen
much-
any gameplay footage of Birth by Sleep.
She spins like a top with her keyblade and swirls around in a blade of light. And I almost just had to the point I had Zack in the air and I pretty much got him right in the asshole with it.
Ouch.
Let's see. Right now I'm trying to fuse a Daisojo with Garudine and Bufudine. Which, of course, that Daisojo is going to go great with my Succubus. Since I got wind, light, and ice to go with fire, electricity, and darkness.
Hmm.
Come on. Of course, the problem is having to reshuffle my cards so that I get the right moves. Because you know how frustrating it is to constantly have to reselect your personas to get the right moves, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, that's
Tricky.
that's remedied in P4 Golden. In P4 Golden, you get to choose the moves. And they brought back the skill cards from P3P. Meaning you can fully customize your personas.
How about that?
However, all the characters' evolved personas don't lose their weaknesses.
They can, however, learn the evasion skill. Which
Or the wall abilities.
Mm-hmm. And you also got a whole new dungeon out of the whole deal.
And you also got whole new moves out of it, too. That expand on their abilities.
Yeah, for example, Yosuke has pretty much a move that combines Masakaja and Mediarama.
Excellent. Excellent purchase, Kailu.
In short, it's pretty much Cadenza.
Yeah.
Except awesome.
Yeah, Chie can perform a move that is pretty much his Heat Riser for the entire party at the cost of like 150 SP. Yukiko, she can use a extremely powerful fire attack, which may be on par with what was that move? Meltdown?
Burn to ashes.
Or yeah, Kanji. Well, what? Oh yeah, I think his can inflict down status on all opponents. Uh, let's see. Naoto, she can protect a party for an entire turn.
Oh lord.
It's
I'm fine.
And not to mention that she's gotten upgraded the most. Would you believe, GM, that she can learn all 4 Dyne skills and Heat Riser?
Well, she was kind of a hit or miss character before.
Then again, even though she wasn't that good against bosses, she also was at the same time due to her having no weaknesses. And it's even and of course she retains that in P4 Golden. Which means that if I get a Vita and get the game, she along with Yosuke is getting a permanent spot in my party. My 4th party member, however, that's debatable.
I'm probably going to go with Yukiko.
Maybe, considering that why, because she can learn Mind Charge now. And she could also potentially learn Mudo skills. Oh yeah, speaking of even though Yukiko and Teddy are no longer the only medics of the investigation team now. Kanji can learn Mediarama.
Louis, I know you have more money than that.
Yeah, you heard me right.
This weapon before.
You heard me right, GM.
What?
Kanji can learn Mediarama. And he's got power charge now. Which means that his physical attacks can really hurt. And I still say my setup of him having Elect Boost, Elect Amp, and a Thunder Plate would greatly boost his abilities. You know, now that I think about it, maybe I should have brought Kanji with me to the final dungeon. But then again, it was delightful to see Naoto destroy the whole opposition with light and darkness.
Well, she does that very well. And I just beat the crap out of Hades and the Ice Colossus.
Wow. That's impressive. Okay, come on. Stupid. Oh yeah, GM, do you remember Adachi's persona?
Matatsu Izanagi?
Magatsu.
Whatever.
You can summon Magatsu Izanagi. as part of Adachi's social link. Yeah, Adachi has a social link now.
You mentioned this.
Yeah, the Lust Arcana.
Or the Perot Arcana.
Piero.
Perot.
Which, of course, would lead to that accomplice ending if you chose to help him rather than incriminate him.
Help him how?
Destroy evidence.
Because you withhold it for a certain amount of time, and then you meet him up in the in the interrogation room, and you burn it right there.
And so he walks away, but do you still get to take out Izanagi?
Izanami.
I mean,
No.
No.
No, you pretty much... It shows a cutscene of you getting back on the train as he looks on at pretty much a desolate, fogged up, almost rusted Inaba. And as the train goes by, he sees Adachi walking off with his hair rising up like a madman towards the direction of the town, while Yu looks at his cell phone and almost crushes the damn thing. Because he realized, what the fuck did I do?
And that's the basic
or
gist.
he's cutting ties.
Well, the thing was, his cell phone was dead, I think. Because he just grips it. He's ugh.
Basically, that's the gist of the accomplice ending. And in short, it's not something you want. The extra dungeon, on the other hand,
You're a blooming idiot if you decide to help Adachi. There's
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. You're a blooming idiot.
yeah.
However,
What are these hats here?
either way, if you decide not to, the Arcana will change to the Lust Arcana. And you'll get Magatsu Izanagi anyway.
Well, it would make sense for his social link to max out in the accomplice ending, considering that your persona pretty much became Magatsu Izanagi.
True. But then again, you also betray him and go, you know what, the truth is more valuable than this.
Despite how much help you've supposedly been.
Oh no. Not Captain Justice.
What are you doing? Playing the command board?
Disney Town.
Oh god, you Captain Justice. Oh yeah, Pete.
Wait, Pete turns good?
Well,
He's
Good-ish.
not even that. He's just doing it to win a quick prize.
Oh. That sounds like Pete.
yeah. Yeah, that's Pete in a nutshell, right? In Birth by Sleep. But yeah, overall, not to mention, like I mentioned to you, both of you, we actually get a very hilarious cutscene in P4 Golden. Jeremy, you know which one I'm referring to.
Huh?
It involves the hot springs.
Ah, yeah.
Actually, there's two scenes involving the hot springs. One involves Naoto, and the other one involves Marie. Because Marie ends up using Zeodine on Yosuke and Teddy.
Ouch.
Basically, it's her contribution to helping the girls fight back against the guys, despite the fact that they were supposed to be out of the hot springs in the first place.
Of course, no one really cares. Because Yukiko's the owner. She could almost get away with murder if she wanted to.
It isn't Marie we're talking about, though. the new character of the Aeon Arcana.
Yes, but she's with Yukiko, meaning she's untouchable, effectively.
Yeah, because I saw the little screenshot of Marie actually using Zeodyne.
Give the little kid something.
So yeah, all you people who had theories about the other cutscene about Naoto's figure and why she didn't show up in the beauty contest, the swimsuit portion.
There's a reason why. She's the most stacked out of any Persona character, well, any playable Persona character ever.
Next to Mitsuru.
Point.
Yeah. And of course, she's utterly embarrassed about this when the girls point this out.
Well, yeah. She's lived most of her life as an androgyne, so people pointing out that she's got boobs is going to be kind of a sensitive point for her.
Oh well, at least it gives us comedy in the end. At least it gives us a laugh.
Mm.
True.
Ah.
Man, business must be good for you, huh?
Yep. I've already paid off because you start out, you have to pay off in installments a debt incurred by the protagonist's father, who ran off to become an adventurer and apparently got killed by a dragon. So the folks who he owed money to come after his daughter, who is the character you play as, threaten to take her house, but the collector happens to secretly be a nice lady, so she helps the girl out by suggesting running an item shop. And so you spend the first month of gameplay paying off the debt in increments to the tune of the final payment being 500,000 monetary units. And the debt in total, I think, is like 820,000. Yeah, the collector out and out refuses to tell the poor kid exactly how much the amount is because she's fairly certain that she'll just black out. But after you pay off the debt, you can keep playing in endless mode, or you can do a New Game Plus, but you don't want to go to New Game Plus yet. You want to go through endless mode, amass a lot of levels, a lot of items, and beat the bonus dungeon, because if you beat the bonus dungeon, well, the first of the two bonus dungeons, you get a really powerful bonus character who starts at level 1, though. So...
Alright.
What?
My dad's telling me supper's
Okay.
ready.
Well, I think we chatted for a good hour. I think this is good enough for a random com, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what I'm planning to do. I may put Solar 2 on hold for Raquette. I just don't know. I'm not done amassing stuff.
Well,
Right
as
now.
for me, I'll most likely finish the answer before the end of September.
Mm.
Let's just say I got plans for the finale of the answer. Not gonna say what they are. I'm not gonna say who's gonna be with. I'm just saying there will be a surprise.
Huh.
Hint: someone already knows.
Rosie!
Though she doesn't know. She does not know. In any case, well, oh yeah, one, oh yeah, there was one other thing we were going to talk about in terms of this random com. How our summers went.
Well enough.
I think they went okay. I mean, other than a few times I got mildly depressed. But that usually happens every 2 weeks or so.
So it's basically old hat for you.
At this point, yeah. No, you're not going to push me down, you bastard. I need chest.
Oh yeah. And Jeremy got knocked down.
Well, I'm in the Disney town sewer area trying to get some hint stuff.
Well, be grateful. At least it wasn't Garland.
Meh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been scary if Garland was in a Kingdom Hearts game.
That's really the last thing we need.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing we need is more knock you all down memes.
But yeah, Mobius, get with me at some point when you have time for Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, I will. Now, here's a question. Which version do you want? The HD, or do you want the...
The version that doesn't have Wander flailing around like a rag doll, because I saw what happened to Lansoon.
He does that anyway.
Oh. It's a glitch, or is it just ragdoll physics?
Well, the thing is, when they updated the graphics, they ended up having to update the physics engine, or at least that's Land's theory. And with the update to the physics engine, Wander is flung around a lot more easily in the HD remake, which makes certain bosses hard as hell. I'm looking at you, Argus.
So I'd say go with the original version.
All right. If you insist.
Well, I would rather see the HD version because it would look better, and we need to look better because we're small time.
I do agree with Lansoon on that. The HD version does actually seem a little harder because the fact that the Colossus seemed to throw you around much easier than before. And you can't, easily catch your grip as easily as you did in the PS2.
Hmm. Although Land didn't help himself any by not doing jump stabs. Ugh.
Now that I think about it, the answer is pretty much just one big boss rush, just like Shadow of the Colossus, except take it to the extreme with all kinds of gimmicks thrown in.
True, but then again, Shadow of the Colossus focuses on that purely. Because all the bosses are gimmicky.
Well, then again, so is the bosses of the answer, actually. Considering that you can't just even though they have weaknesses, you can't just pinpoint them.
Yeah, you just can't do that, Sonny. I'm sorry. If you try, you die. It's simple as that.
Unless you have buffs or debuffs.
Basically, yeah.
I just know that there is going to be one fight in that game that I am going to have the most trouble with. I know there's going to be one fight that I will have the most trouble with, and I will almost throw my controller away in frustration.
Would have to do with the fights against the Seeds team.
Seeds, yeah. You're thinking Final Fantasy VIII, man.
It sounds the same, okay.
But no, in particular, I'm referring to Yukari and Mitsuru. Angelic Grace, anyone?
Huh.
Or the fact that if you use magic mirrors, you'll get dual Megadolons. Yeah! Both of them, one after another, will cast Megadolon.
And that breaks magic mirrors, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it bypasses magic mirrors. Because all mighty attacks are not reflected. With one exception. Nyx.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
Yeah, when I fought against Nyx in part 26 of the Journey.
You realized that mirrors worked?
No. Moonless Gown reflects everything. Even almighty attacks.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see why it could hurt. And then add Megadolions himself, I'm like, my bad.
For 500 damage?
You are going to just suffer when you fight Erebus, aren't you?
Erebus is actually easy.
It's just that when he does the Dark Embrace, you need to really pull on the hurt. Because his primal darkness increases with each use.
Ooh, fun.
It gets stronger and stronger to the point where it one-shots your entire party. And boy, isn't that just fun?
Yeah,
No.
this is Atlas we're talking about. They thrive on your misery.
And yours, too.
They thrive on everyone's.
Yeah, because this guy over here actually fought against Margaret and doesn't want to do it ever again.
No.
I didn't fight against Margaret.
Me.
Yeah, he pulled off one win against Margaret compared to how many losses?
I didn't try until I had a compendium of personae that were all grossly over-leveled.
Mm.
I didn't wait until I could fuse Izanagi no Okami, but I certainly waited until I have a grotesquely over-leveled set of persona.
Mm.
Still, using Super Nagi was extremely tempting, due to the fact that she was just really, really. Everyone knows how I am. I do my research before I take on any kind of bonus content.
I still say Elizabeth is worse than Margaret.
I'm gonna agree with that, dude, just by virtue of the fact that she forces you to fight alone.
Yeah. No, not just that. There's actually one super boss in the Shin Megami Tensei series that is worse than either of the Velvet Room sisters.
Oh,
The Demi-Fiend from Digital Devil Saga.
The Demi-Fiend that was from Nocturne who gets to show up in Digital Devil Saga.
Yeah, that.
oh that sucks.
Because
Guess what? He has all his best creatures with him.
Wait. No. Then again, the Demi-Fiend had to fight Dante. If you can survive a fight with that guy, you're hardcore. No exceptions.
that's not the only thing here. Because you have to fight against his minions too.
Oh, that's fun. Not only do you have to fight a player character, you have to fight all of his.
No, I'm talking about the Demi-Fiend.
Yes, I know. He was the player character in Nocturne. You're not only fighting against a player character, you're fighting against their minions,
Oh.
which really sucks.
What also sucks is that he has access to Pixie, who has Medea Rahan.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why it sucks whenever whenever you're facing previous player characters in a franchise. It's gonna suck.
Read anyone?
Oh yeah.
And not to mention you get to fight him again in Black 2 and White 2.
So that's true. He does show up alongside Blue.
Bloodshot Blue, Lance, all the champions.
all the gym leaders too.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's all accessible after you beat the Pokemon League.
Did Super Chew get a level upgrade again?
No, it's just that they're all every single Pokemon, including yours, are preset to certain levels.
Oh.
But if they weren't, then chances are Pikachu would have gotten an upgrade.
I'm guessing probably like level 90 something, if not level 100 outright.
Probably.
Really, game, you're giving me a fire red when I have triple Faraga?
Lab.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Lab.
I gotta go.
And I can mention to you in the chat before GM, you said that you said that I was not being faithful by not sticking with Yumi.
You said you were gonna
No,
pick Yumi.
not as my first.
You never mentioned first.
I did say first girlfriend.
That I did not hear at all.
Because, to be honest, in the Persona series, well, in 3 and 4, when the game gives you an option to have multiple girlfriends, why not? I mean, you're not the one. It's ultimately the protagonist who's gonna get flayed alive, not you. On the other hand, I couldn't friend zone them at all. It wouldn't feel right to just friend zone everybody. And besides, you gets all the girls anyway. He is the king after all. Oh, King's game. Man, the anime really had to take that up to 11, didn't it? Sadly, that's only in the second half of the anime.
Hey, Moby.
He's
We still
currently.
recording?
Yeah, we're still recording. But he can't
Nope.
hear you.
Oh, he's not here?
No,
Bugger.
he'll be back.
I got a goodie for him.
What is it?
You'll see.
Okay. Oh, there he is. Told you he'd be back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what.
we'll get supper, man.
Oh,
Come on.
but basically, he was bad-mouthing me in the comments for not sticking with Yumi as my only girlfriend.
I know. I know.
Well, like I just mentioned to him, why should I friend zone the girls? It wouldn't feel right.
The real you would not accept this bullshit.
Even though P4 Arena totally debunked it.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Hey, Moby. I got a
What?
bunny for you.
Oh. Is it a certain Inaba?
Aw.
Or is it another bunny that...
It's Raisin.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was the other one.
I got a Telly if you want it.
No.
Let me find it.
She said no. By the way, we're still recording.
I know.
I know. I mean, I'm not gonna end this until we're all done.
Where is that Telly? Crap, I've lost the Telly I was going to post.
Oh, too bad.
No. Oh, there's something I could post. Hang on. That one up.
Do-do-do-do.
Make me have to add adding tags. Ah, boy. No.
What?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, note to self, not having this up while parents are here. Note to self. How does everyone like my sales pitches, huh?
Your sales pitch.
Fear
Oh,
the underboot. Fear it.
Oh God. Why? Again, note to self: never show this while parents are home.
Especially with all the stuff here.
Yeah, this has been an official Neo Arcadia Comms pro tip.
Shit!
Dude, just get ad block. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, this has been an official public service announcement by Neo Arcadia Comms. Thank you and have a good day. Wait, we do PSAs? Since when?
Never.
Well, I did an Arcadia pro tip during one part of, I think it was Skyward Sword.
Yeah, yeah. Never play games at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, no, that wasn't my pro tip. My pro tip was, if I know the game and I'm laughing, something bad's about to go down.
Even though it kind of ruins the whole experience, but then again, I guess it gives someone something to look forward
It
to.
adds suspense.
Yeah, I suppose.
What does he know? What's gonna happen?
And then they just look it up on the wiki later on. It's like, oh.
Oh, yeah, if they're dinks. If they're actually going to watch, they're going to wait.
Then again, this is you assuming things. But then again, our audience is smarter than that. Hopefully. But I'm not dissing anyone in particular. I'm just saying.
Oh, oops, wrong chat again. Here we go. Have a Tewi.
Okay. Dude, don't click. Don't click. It's Jestif again. Really? Anyway,
Lightweights. Anyway.
no, it's not that. It's just that some people have family present.
Anyway, this
Yeah.
one's safe. This one's safe. Behold the deadly cuteness that is Chainsaw.
Imagine that one time on Simpsons. What do you want to do, Chainsaw? And yeah, we had a Chainsaw massacre here.
Yes, Yakuma Chen. Very cute. Very adorable. Very deadly.
Dude, this is one you can click. Oh wait, he's too busy pummeling things in Birth by Sleep. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm doing the fruit bowl thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'll be honest.
It's gonna suck when a chainsaw stops working. Then we can say it ran out of gas. I So overall, how's playing as Aqua in Birth by Sleep?
It's a lot more fun than playing as Terra any day of the week.
Anything's better than playing as Terra.
Getting colon cancer is better than playing as Terra.
Yeah, anything's better than playing as an idiot hero who ends up getting puppet mastered.
And worse, literally losing your body.
Yeah, like I said, puppet mastered.
But then again, he had it coming.
Well, yeah. Like I said, idiot hero.
This is what all you other wannabe heroes should not
Then again,
do.
it was Terra. He was dumb as a rock.
Yeah, he thought with his heart, not with his brain.
I don't think he was even thinking with his heart. He just wasn't thinking, period.
Oh well, what can you do? Not be Terra, of course.
Damn it. I hate these fucking Disney Town mini games. They could go suck it.
Then don't play them. Or
You have to, Adam.
To get a secret report?
No, you have to play through them in order to get to the next segment.
What?
You are forced to play the minigame. Let's see. With Terra, you got the racing. With Ventus, you got the ice cream shooter thing. And with Aqua, you got the fruit bowl.
Well, the racing I didn't mind. At least I got through that fast.
Yeah, the racing isn't bad, except for it sucks.
I haven't played Ventus's or Aqua's.
Ventus's is a rhythm game. Aqua's is a more bona fide version of volleyball. With fruit. And tennis, I guess.
So yeah, Moby, when do you think you'll be good to go for Colossus?
That's a good question. No, I gotta say it more like this. That's a good question. No. God damn it.
Oh, God. You might screw it. I think this should be the wallpaper. At least a potential wallpaper.
What am I looking at?
Here we go.
Is that you?
As a velvet room attendant.
Assuming he picks Margaret, I could see this happening.
I mean, seriously.
I could totally see that happening if he decided to stick with Margaret after the whole Inaba incident.
Oh yeah, GM, you can actually wear velvet room outfits for the characters now.
In P4 Golden.
And
Why are they
oddly
not
enough,
releasing this on the PS3? Why
No,
are they
oddly-
trying to prop up their handheld?
because their handheld doesn't have shit.
Yeah, because it is crap.
Well, for now
Sony
it is.
needs to focus on what it's good at, consoles, and occasionally computer games. Nintendo has been the undisputed god and master of the handheld market ever since it created the Game Boy. Sega did all right with the Game Gear, but let's all remember where Sega ended up. And Microsoft's not even dumb enough to try.
But yeah, you think you should use that as the wallpaper?
If you want.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, wait a minute. What's this?
Eh?
Oh, God.
Mm.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's not going up.
No, no. Too bad. I wanted to. It's hilarious, isn't it?
That's too fitting.
Uh, uh. Oh, wait a minute. Uh. 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 Well, again, here's a rather tame looking one. It's again it features Narukami, but look at this.
Oh.
He's playing Old Maid.
With the Arcana deck.
Yeah.
Don't pick up that penalty card.
Otherwise, you might have to eat Mystery Food X again.
Well, yeah, you never did answer the question, Jeremy. When should I be expecting a call about that next LP of yours?
Dude, I honestly don't know because of the whole grandma thing, I'll be honest.
Oh,
Because
that's
the fact
right.
that
You've got like your entire friggin' family over right now, don't you?
No, it's just my grandma.
Oh.
And the fact is she's going to be moving into my bedroom.
Oh.
Which could make stuff getting done a fair bit difficult.
That I think would just make things just freaking impossible. You are effectively on hiatus, man.
I could find a way because I'll be pretty much
But who could say really?
You are effectively on hiatus unless you can figure out something else or move your computer.
well, that's what we're going to have to do anyway.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we finished Persona 4 beforehand, huh?
Yeah. That's why I was in a semi-hurry with that one.
That makes total sense.
Well, I guess that answers that question. The answer is not anytime soon.
Wait, the wait a minute. Uh, what is this? I found another weird one. Apparently, this relates to Yosuke.
Uh,
I don't know. It's strange.
I'm getting a Kingdom Hearts vibe off of this.
As am I. Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm too busy trying not to do this over and over again.
Okay. So what do you think? Potential wallpaper?
Yay, I don't have to do that again. Woot.
Okay, then.
So, what is this?
Definitely Kingdom Hearts style. I'm definitely putting this as the wallpaper. Either that or the other one.
So what games has anybody played? I know Am's been pretty much playing whatever's
Yeah,
able
I've just been
to be
digging
recorded.
deep. I've just been digging into Steam lately. For a while, I was back in MapleStory because of Zero, but I kind of petered out on that again. I don't know what it is, but MMOs just are not addicting to me for some reason.
Not anymore, at least.
Well, no, the only reason I stayed in World of Warcraft as long as I did was because I had a guild that I was in, and I was enjoying being with the guild. When I lost the guild, I lost all reason to play.
Mm.
See, that's my thing. If I don't have a community to be part of when I'm playing an MMO, I don't give a crap about the MMO after a given point of time. So that's why I tend to just leave MMOs after a while. I left FlyFF, I left Repels, I left WoW, I left Repels again, I left FlyFF again, I left MapleStory 3 different times. MMOs do not hook me for some reason. And to be quite honest, I'm kind of thankful about that.
Hmm.
I think probably if I tried getting into RuneScape, I'd be setting a personal record for shortest time on an MMO because I would probably get bored to death of it within a freaking week.
So why bother, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not even, and I'm not even told just doing anything takes like months on that game anyway. So yeah, not touching that. I waste enough of my time already.
Oh god, poor Yosuke.
Dare I ask?
The Kingdom Hearts like one.
Uh-huh. That's definitely the wallpaper. It has to be. How fitting for Captain Rizantamon. Why slaving the booties by day, hero by night?
Right.
Anyway, I think it's been one of our more successful random comms because we actually did jump from subject to subject.
Yes, and I got deflected by the folks as far as Danburu went, so.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I will admit that I had way too much fun with Dream Drop Distance, even though sadly I got through pretty much most of Riku's bonus content.
Yeah, it's looking like my next project is going to be Racketeer, I think. Solar 2, as everyone saw when I did the test video, even at 60 frames per second, it was horribly choppy, and the video file size was just enormous, so I'm not going to touch that. With Racketeer, you actually get an exe file that can modify the game resolution, the game speed, what the game actually renders during gameplay, all sorts of things that can just minimize the RAM usage of the game. And I could probably lock it into 30 frames per second so that I can run Camtasia at a reasonable speed and not have ginormous video files that take half the day to upload.
Oh yeah, I also
Because
threw
I
in
have
that.
a crap upload speed over here. I don't know why. I just have a really crappy upload speed, so it takes hours for a 1 gig video to upload. Whereas when Glide uploads similarly sized videos, it takes her maybe an hour or so. How does she do it?
It's a girl thing. No offense, Katie.
Apparently so. But yeah, I think either I'm gonna find some way to get Solar 2 to work without blowing up all of the RAM cards on this computer, or I'm gonna do Racketeer, which has a much smaller RAM footprint than Solar 2. I mean, like, I was actually able to run it and Minecraft simultaneously while I was doing reference photos out of Racketeer to replicate the shop on the Minecraft server. I think I did a halfway decent job. The thing is that Minecraft is a little more compact than Racketeer as far as where positioning is and what the movement block is. So it's not going to be perfect, but oh well.
At least it's something.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it to do it. The funny thing is, though, there was a Racketeer. There is a Raquette, the name of the protagonist. There is a Raquette skin on Planet Minecraft, which I just downloaded immediately when I saw it.
Oh yeah. I also sent you the PS2 USB converter thing, so that way you could just plug your PS2 controller into it.
I've got a PS3 controller, dude.
Yeah, but I figure I could.
In case your controller bugs out on you.
Because with the USB, it won't for the most part.
What would have been probably a little more useful was a PS2 memory card adapter, but beggars can't be choosers, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, but
given.
I can't find such a thing. So
yeah, I don't even think they make them anymore.
you almost have to go online and look for it.
Yeah, you'd have to eBay it. I got an account on eBay, but that was exclusively for buying old games like R-Type Final or I bought another game. I forget what it was.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, if you're on eBay, check out the guy Game Relics. Has a huge selection of old Super NES, N64, PlayStation 1, PS2 era games. Great guy, sends stuff exactly when he says it's going to be in. Never failed me once. Check him out.
Assuming, of course, I would use eBay in the first place, but anyway.
eBay's reliable.
Moving
on, though.
Anyway, you were saying, Jeremy?
Let's see. You want to know what's the newest LP on the Let's Play archive? Mega Man X6.
Oh my god!
Don't tell me it was Adam's run. No, Adam's not part of something awful. Oddly enough, let's just say a third guy that I watched, known as Height of Beast, who did the extreme difficulty, no armor, X, no hit challenge, pretty much. The minimalist
Armorless
run.
no hit?
The minimal? You mean that minimalist guy?
Yeah, he actually put his whole thoughts in this one little section right here. He's known as Violin. He actually wrote a whole diatribe of how much X6 just pretty much outright blows and he outright destroys it, word by word.
Wow. It is still better than X5?
Just because of the whole Alia thing.
Alia, you're cute, but you're dumb as a brick, and you insult our intelligence.
Hey, at least she's not Fee.
No, yeah, but here's the thing.
Fee,
they are both the same. Because
Fee at least occasionally gave you some useful information. Not as much as Navi or Tattle, but occasionally.
Yeah, but here's the joke.
Wait a minute, you're defending Fee?
Yes, I know. Hell is about to freeze over.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Both Alia and Fee stop you in the middle of gameplay for something that you've already figured out, for the most part.
I'll give you that one.
And oddly enough, at least Navi will go, oh, here's something that you might want to know. Listen. I'll be like, oh, is it now? Oh, that was actually useful. Thank you. You're watching my back. At least you're not.
Even Kapora Gebora was moderately useful if it wasn't for the fact that he just pops up everywhere.
Alien.
Alien. I mean, everyone saw what happened in the very first stage of X8, right? We cleared the gap she was supposed to inform us about before we even got the transmission from her.
And it was an optional transmission, mind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the fact that you still got to hear, hey, Zero, listen. Or in X7, it was,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you... Shut the fuck up!
You're not the Verizon dude. Shut up.
Yes, I can hear you. Good! Now shut up!
I think I actually tried that when I first played the game. I'm like, if I just hear one, she'll stop it. Can you hear me?
Cluster F-bomb.
It's still, Violet or Hive Beast just writes this whole page on just how much X6 is just pretty much just a disaster.
And oddly enough, even despite the 17 deaths I had in the game, I made it somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you didn't use glitches though, which is the only thing.
I played straight shooter, and I still won.
Well, yeah, but here's the
I
thing:
mean, how you didn't even use weakness weapons?
Yeah,
Because I didn't even know their weaknesses.
Yeah, but
You
here's
didn't
the
do the
thing:
research before you played the game.
Dude, I didn't have to when I could dash saber cancel them all.
Point.
Yeah, but here's the
That's
thing.
a glitch, though. That's a glitch, though.
Well,
Yeah, but that's
it's not exactly a glitch.
It's X4.
It's existed. Yeah, like you said, it's existed since X4, so it's not.
Oh, okay, so then it's not a bug, it's a feature. Never mind.
Yes.
It's a feature that nobody actually figured out.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really work well with X. It worked better with Zero.
Well, yeah, X just sucks with the saber in general because he's only been using it for a couple of months.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Most of the bosses are not really all that affected by their special weapon weaknesses.
And besides, I didn't want. I was like, screw trying to find the weakness. I don't have time for that.
Which I don't blame you, because only a few of them actually work.
X6 was a buggy as hell game.
But
Well,
at least it was a genuine challenge.
Yeah, but
If for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
yes, but you want to know what? Yeah, but if you play as Zero and you try to do his his up slash attack, the one that's the suicide move. If you do it on if you do it just right on like a specific destructible platform or a platform that is moving that actually takes it, you could be invincible the whole stage up until the boss fight.
That's useful.
Yeah, especially considering that there's a lot of situations that benefit Zero, but his defense is so low and pathetic that
that's what he is. That's what he is, man.
That's what Wily built him to be, an all-out offensive powerhouse.
Yeah,
that was his thing. That's the reason all the Zero killed the classic generation theories even work, is because Zero was able to blitzkrieg all of the heroes from the classic era, except Duo, who was able to break through his offense and smash him to hell.
Which is even true. This is also true in MVC3, considering that he's got incredible damage power, but at the cost of having only average health.
Well, here's also the other thing. If you want to look at something that is really fucked up about Zero, in the game, it was supposed to be allowed that you were supposed to get the black armor through a certain way. Now, here's the problem.
You need to actually.
You
It's
need to
impossible.
have-
Technically it's impossible.
Yeah, because of X6's paradoxical bull BS. Now, here's how you do it. First, you gotta pretty much make it so that you gotta get Nightmare 0 to level 4 boss level. Now, here's the problem. In order to do that, you have to get to the highest rank of, or at least get to one of the highest ranks of, how many viruses you collect. However, once you get all 3,000 viruses, it locks out. So you can't technically get the level 4 Nightmare 0 to get a free black armor.
They didn't design the game very well.
Nope.
The only way that you could do it is if you put in Game Shark to raise its level up.
That's bad when the cheat devices that the developers hate so much actually fix the game. That's
Well,
always
yeah.
a bad thing. They
I mean,
hate those cheat devices. That's the reason cheat devices don't work anymore on the current consoles, because online connectability means if they can detect the device, you're auto-banned. But then in this case, it fixes the game. That's bad. That's really, really bad.
I sure wish that there were cheat devices to fix other certain games. I'm pretty sure you guys can think of some examples.
But however, I guess in a way you could get around that.
Yeah, by going offline, technically. But...
Or actually, you could. I think it's possible with extreme mode, but I don't think so.
I do know one thing. The only console you can jailbreak right now is the Wii, and that's mostly because the online capability is ancillary at best, so Nintendo doesn't give much of a crap about it. I mean,
Well, yeah,
they have done
considering
nothing. They have done nothing to stop the Ocarina Homebrew channel from existing. Whereas if it was like, say, Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, they would stomp that out quick and slap the guys with a lawsuit just out of spite.
Yeah, but here's the problem with Nintendo's, stance on, actually having add-ons or patches.
Speaking of the Wii, I think once I finish the answer, I'm definitely going back to Skyward Sword.
You need to, buddy. Come on.
I know, man.
Now, this is a specific example with Metroid Other M.
Do you really have to bring that up?
Oh, yes,
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
All right.
You know that one door that's supposed to be like in the background when you're doing the no various suit run through the fire section?
Basically, it tends to lock you out, and then you have to go all the way back, right?
No, if you don't do like a certain sequence of sorts, or you have to skip it because it's actually pretty easy, or you go back to a certain save point and you resave, it will lock you out and you cannot finish the game.
Oh my god!
They actually mailed out SD cards with a corrected save file for that
Actually,
incident.
you also had to send them your copy too, if I recall.
Yeah, you got two choices. You either got a new disc or you got a save file beyond the glitch.
So, and that's usually, and here's the joke. If, Nintendo was a little more active in this, they could solve that problem. But, Nintendo doesn't give shits about, actually fixing some games, because most of their games are usually pretty stable.
Yeah, well, the Wii U is supposedly going to have a legitimate hard drive in it, so we'll be able to actually get game patches.
Yeah, but it doesn't really help that nowadays they have memory chips like 32 gigabytes and so on. I mean, you could do a lot with that.
Anyway,
Yeah, but most Wii's don't. Flash drives do not have that kind of storage capacity. They're not like an actual hard disk drive. I don't know the specifics because my degree isn't hardware based, but a flash memory does not have the same kind of retention that a hard drive does, and it's cheaper. The Wii was intended to be the cheapest of the current generation of consoles, and they got what they paid for.
I got a Gen 1 Wii. It still works great.
Well, I mean,
mine does too.
Nintendo is famous for creating devices that just will withstand everything short of a nuclear holocaust.
Actually, by the way, dude, I did download Kirby 64.
Ah. Well, I'll let you finish up P3 before I start nagging you about that one.
And I got 2,100 points right now. It's enough to download 2 more Super Nintendo titles.
Oh, what were we thinking about getting?
I was probably thinking of getting the entire Donkey Kong trilogy.
Oh, that works.
Either that or something.
Yeah, Boatman was trying to do Donkey Kong Country with me at one point.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Mega Man X2 is on the Wii Virtual Console now.
Huh.
Yeah, it is. But then again, we have the X Collection, so we don't need it.
I was considering it, but I'm still waiting until they get X3 on there. But that won't happen because they're too busy getting the Wii U ready.
Yeah. Oh well.
So what are your guys' thoughts on the Wii U?
I haven't seen much of it.
I'm really hoping that that Nintendo is going to finally realize that they're going to need to actually pay a little attention to graphics, because of the fact that all the third-party developers have basically shunned them effectively during the Wii era, due to the fact that the Wii is only slightly superior to the GameCube. That's really like the big thing that Sony and Microsoft held over Nintendo, was their consoles could play in HD.
And the Wii U can as well, considering that now it's getting certain games like Arkham City and so on.
Oh, they're gonna put that on the Wii, huh? On the Wii U, rather.
The Wii U, yeah.
I am still pissed off about that stupid fake Majora's Mask trailer. You were too.
I got over it though.
I know. I'm just saying. You just had to remind me of the Wii U. I'm for sure every other Zelda fan out there was pissed off.
Well, aren't they going to be doing a remake of A Link to the Past, though?
Wait, what?
I heard something about...
Dude. If they remake the old 2D Zelda games, I would be a very happy man.
I'm not... I don't know. I heard something
I would love to see Zelda 2! Dude, I would love to see Zelda 2 remade.
You mean Ocarina of Time?
Forgets
no, Zelda 2.
Nintendo, my son, and I are like the only two people who actually give a crap about Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
I sort of liked it.
I mean, that's how NCS and I actually met, was because we both like Zelda 2.
Wait. Oh yeah. By the way, I got 500 points left after this download of Donkey Kong Country 3. So, any ideas of what to get? Wait, I think you can get an NES title for that much.
Final Fantasy 1?
How about
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll settle for the PSP incarnation, thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Because, in the words of H.C. Bailey, cockatrices! He hates those damn things.
I hate anything that casts instant death or petrification.
Oh no, the first instinct they had during Fall Fest 12 was to murder every single one he seen. Unfortunately, it was in the farm area. He's like, damn! They're up to something when they are.
Let's see. Oh, I would get Blaster Master, but then again, I'm not very good with that game.
It's a lot better to play than the original Metroid, and I guess in a way it's probably a more true example of how a Metroidvania should play out, as opposed to the way Metroid 1 did. I don't know.
I would like to see a remake of Metroid 2, if possible.
I'd like to see a Metroid 5, god damn it.
Where is Dread? Where is Metroid Dread, people?
Unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, after what Sakamoto did with Other M, I think the Metroid franchise is probably going to be shelved for a couple of years.
Thanks a lot.
asshole.
Thanks a lot.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, I could download SMB3 for lols.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, I didn't finish the
I would honestly suggest getting Super Mario All Stars if you're going to do that.
Is it on the Wii Virtual Console?
No, you
that
can't buy it
sucks.
on the Wii.
Yeah, I can buy it on the Wii, but I'm talking about in terms of points. I only got 500.
No. Because
Oh, okay. Oh, I could get one of the Star Tropics games.
get the first game.
Yeah, I've played Star Tropics 2. The gameplay is nice, but the story will just make you want to vom.
Okay, so either
Oddly, the story mode is kind of similar to modern day video game storylines of chapters and so on.
So either Star Tropics or Super Mario Brothers 3.
SMB3, dude, all the way.
All right.
You cannot go wrong with Super Mario Brothers 3. Until Ocarina of Time came out, that was like the #1 game of all time.
Speaking of which, what is on the 3DS right now?
I don't know. Speaking of which, I'm downloading it, and there's regular Mario.
Yeah.
Boing.
Hello, 3DS. It's been a while since I've touched you. I know it was fun with Dream Drop Distance. Most of the time, I just sat around playing the Fantasia level because of all the classic music.
All right. Oh, my cell phone alarm. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right. So now I have multiple games to play through on the Wii.
So what's on the Virtual Console right now on the 3DS?
I see. I got on my Wii. I currently got Skyward Sword in the disc tray, Final Fantasy IV: The After Years, Super Mario RPG, Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Castlevania 4, Breath of Fire 2, Final Fantasy 2, Paper Mario, Chrono Trigger, Link to the Past. We'll get back to that eventually. Kirby's Adventure, Super Golden Ghost, Yoshi's Story, Diddy's Conquest.
Why did you get Ghouls and Ghosts?
I don't know why. It was due to impulse at the time.
You know that's a ball buster.
At the time, it was on impulse. Okay. Ogre Battle, Kirby 64, SMB 3, DKC 1, and DKC 3.
Oh, speaking of which, I think there's one purchase that's going to make Zero happy.
Oh.
Wario Land is Super Mario Land 3 is on 3DS Virtual Console. He loves that game to death.
He'll be happy if the Rockman World games get on there.
Well, the first Rockman World game's on there.
Huh.
Which
he wants
I have.
He wants 4.
I want 5, damn it.
No, he wants 4. 4 was his favorite.
I prefer 5 because it was more original.
It was different.
Oh yay, Theed Rhythm Final Fantasy has a game demo now. Yay.
As if we need that.
Meh.
Yeah, I got the game myself, so I don't need to. Okay,
Right.
let's see.
Arrange my games. I think I'll put Super Ghouls and Ghosts in the way back since I don't really play it. Or actually, maybe I'll just since I already downloaded it, I'll just save space that way. Let's see. Don't need the Netflix channel. I don't use that at all.
What moron pays for crap when they can get it for free in the right channels?
Which we will not reveal for the sake of our account's safety.
Well, not so much for our safety as for theirs.
That too.
Because, I mean, everyone knows there's been an ugly, ugly crackdown lately.
SMB3 released in 1990, near the end of the NES's life cycle.
Well, it doesn't help that this is usually about that time that the that the flaggers come out to flag videos and destroy other people's stuff. It's about that time.
Yeah.
It almost happens every fall like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still remember last year when they did that absolutely just disgusting attack on Vocaloid and Toho remixes.
Then I recall Lansoon and how he responded to that. If I recall, he was extremely pissed.
Yeah, because they went after him too when he started accusing them of being the turds that they were.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take that lying down.
Especially if I recall.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, this. Reliving nostalgia, baby.
Huh.
And of course, it wouldn't be complete emulation without the fact that you know, every time when you approach the right side of the screen on NES games, it would kind of glitch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because of the resolution on emulators and such is wider than the actual resolution on the original NES was, so you would get the glitchiness of the edge of the screen as it's generating the terrain.
Exactly what I mean.
Which is easier and more often to see in Mega Man 3, especially. The other games, not so much, oddly.
Right?
Then again, Nintendo used very. I'm not sure if they used Nestopia or FC Ultra for their emulation purposes. Because the thing is, like, the emulation that they do have isn't all that great. I mean, when you look at it compared to what you see on emulator, it's kind of pathetic.
My only problem with SMB3, lack of checkpoints.
No, this is the part where you complain about the fact that Mario doesn't have brakes.
That's Bo's territory.
Brakes, Mario, brakes!
I think that was the first run of his I ever saw.
I don't even think he's done.
No, he's done. He finished SMB3. He finished
Everybody recalls the World 5-9 incident. Where he spent a whole video on that one level.
Welcome to the Random Cake Fails Power Hour with your co-host Lock 103 and Shao fucking Khan. You suck. Ba 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 ba. Bum.
Oh god, now he's captured nostalgia mode.
I'm sorry, I'm playing the game right now.
I can't. I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, I got Super Mario All Stars in my little tin can right here.
What am I gonna get? A leaf.
Then again, the thing is, with me moving into my parents' fifth wheeler, we have no idea where we're going to actually put anything and everything.
So you're moving into a new room.
Basically, yeah. The only problem is the fifth wheeler ain't that big, so I'm going to have to make some concessions, or I'm going to have to do some really tricky wiring and setting up just to make the place look comfortable. I just hope that my brother leaves before we really start moving in there. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the same camper with them, and there ain't enough room in that thing to... Hell, let me put it like this. My bedroom has more freaking space than the camper does.
Yikes.
Oh, that's right. You guys have a house and campers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. Is it just that there's like a whole bunch of family members that live in the area, or what?
No, just my grandma is going to be sleeping in our room because of, she's not as physically or mentally competent as she used to be.
Oh, but she's still lucid enough that putting her in a home would just be cruel.
Yeah, so we're just trying to, keep her comfortable, and we figure that's a lot better than her sleeping on the couch or on the camper. It's also so we can keep an eye on her easier.
Fair enough.
And note, right now, I'm not going to go for warp whistles.
Of course you won't.
Well, of course not. I want to beat World 1 flat.
There's a bunch of other games I should be playing right now. I should be playing Nier. I should be playing Lollipop Chainsaw. I should be playing Deus Ex Human Revolution, Xenoblade Chronicles, The Last Story, Twilight Princess. What else is back here? Let me see. I should finish up Phoenix Wright, but I don't really want to. Case 5 is just too fucking long.
Bye-bye.
You could try some games on Steam. I mean, look at my selection. My selection is very good.
I know that Tosca tried to send me, tried to get me to get the Humble bundle, I think.
The Humble Indie Bundle.
Ooh!
Yeah, he was going to send me a bunch of other games. I'm like, I'm not sure if my computer can run this. He's like, my shit computer can run this. I'm like,
Well, guess what? I'm in the Spade game right now. I just got my 1-up on my first go.
That's lucky.
Let's see. I gotta finish up Pokemon White. I gotta finish up Ocarina of Time 3D. I gotta actually make a move on Devil Survivor 1 and 2.
And I got a Fire Flower and 20 coins out of that, too.
Let me see here. What else is there?
Stage 5.
Oh yeah, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. What else?
That was one game I wanted to actually check out on emulation before I tried to get my hands on it. Strange Journey.
Oh yeah, it's actually it's pretty on par with Nocturne's way of doing things, with the multiple choices and so on.
So, GM, you never watched all of Bo's SMB3 run?
I didn't even realize he finished it, because I checked the playlist the last time I did. It was not complete.
Well...
Oh yeah, didn't he have to take a few of them down?
No.
Is it copyright?
You're thinking of Link's Awakening.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, because Bo likes to use copyrighted music, even though it's not always a good idea.
We learned the hard way.
Especially in this day and age when Hollywood is realized the inevitability of its imminent death and is trying to hurt as many people as it can before it dies.
Mostly because of the fact that Hollywood right now has no original ideas. Most of the movies that they're coming out are, remakes or reimaginings and
or sequels.
Yeah, and it's all the same bullshit. I mean,
they wonder why we pirate. They need to come up with something new, or else they're not gonna get any money.
Then again, everything's been done to death nowadays. What's new anymore?
I mean, seriously, did they have to redo Total Recall?
Did they have to do a remake of Evil Dead?
No, what's next? The remake of The Running Man?
No, that should not do, man. I love The Running Man.
It would be interesting to see the modern take on it, but yeah, I'm with Adam on that.
Yeah, because to do so would probably be an insult to the late Richard Dawson.
True enough. But I mean, there is literally not much that, is actually watchable to a certain degree. I mean, oh yeah, you got The Dark Knight Rises, maybe The Amazing Spider-Man, The Avengers. I mean, The Avengers is kind of original, so. But it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's really bad when I have to go on YouTube and I go, okay, let's see, what song am I going to use? Let's see the copyrights on this one, shall we, kids?
I'm on the airship.
Oh, I need.
Man, how fast how fast am I now?
Getting through the first world should take you about 5 to 8 minutes average.
I think I did that. I only got hit like twice.
Damn. You did a lot better than I did the last time I played. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? I suck at this game now.
At least make that 3 times I just got hit. Stupid bullet bill. Anyway, it's time to fight. Was it Iggy?
I should go back to watching The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of which, guess what else I got?
Huh?
I got My Morphin Power Rangers Season 1, Volume 1. It
Wow.
was only $15, but, you know, I couldn't say
That's
no to that.
impressive.
And then I bought Casablanca
That's
along.
classic material right there.
Wait, Casablanca? Well, here's looking at you, kid.
And I got The Big Lebowski. Let's see. I really should.
And by the way, GM, if we do SMB3 together, don't mock me if I end up dying on the first boss.
Dude, SMB3 was pretty hard for its day.
Very. And first boss defeated.
I thought it was the easiest of the 3.
Really?
Well, okay, if you're not counting SMB2J. Oh, I meant Lost Levels. That diarrhea turd that reminds me of how much of a Cloud 8745 ripoff I was back then.
Nowadays he's decent.
He's still a douchebag.
Well, but yeah, but true. But at least he's not as much of one. Is he?
That's debatable, and I can't really say so on this recording.
Please don't.
I won't.
Oh, I just breezed through War 1.
But yeah, you're supposed to. I mean, this isn't like the modern day gaming age where they hold your hand in every step of the turn.
Yeah. Basically, games these days really insult the intelligence of older generation gamers.
I mean, I'd rather, have games
and they assume that new gamers are dumber than bricks.
Which, to be fair, most are.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of them just want to swing their joystick around and put the crosshairs on somebody's head. That's literally all they want to do is just pop heads in first-person shooters.
Well, mostly in the modern first-person shooters.
I love Halo, I love GoldenEye, but the first-person shooter genre is going to be the death of gaming.
More like it's going to be the death of that genre, the modern military shooter, yeah. You want to know what's sad, though? You want to know what I'm looking forward to coming out probably sometime this year or next year?
What?
Doom 3 BFG edition that comes out on PS3.
And that one actually looks interesting.
Well, yeah, but it also comes with Doom 1 and 2, so
yeah!
That is good. That is cool.
Now you see my reasoning. Because the thing that ticks me off is that the PSN does not have Doom, but 360 does.
What?
360.
Microsoft has Doom, but Sony does not.
Yeah, so you have to pretty much get Doom 3 BFG edition in order to get Doom 1 and 2 on there.
And let's not forget, Doom 3 BFG edition, you actually get a flashlight mount. You can use a flashlight and a gun at the same time.
So now we can shoot without having to switch between the two, and we can play it just the way that we love to.
Without duct tape mods. I play a little Doom 3. It's fun. It had some semblance of a story.
Story?
Yeah.
First-person shooters were based off gore, guts, and boobs. There needs to be no story. We don't need a epic Shakespearean
I'm not talking
tale
about that. I'm not talking about that kind of story.
I mean, we just need, be blown up, yo. I mean,
Oh God.
the sad thing is the better FPS that didn't, shove the story down your throat like Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. I mean, Halo did a better job at it.
And I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Hey, Halo has a halfway decent story.
I'm not going to
I'm
argue.
gonna-
I'm
I'm
not
gonna-
going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that.
Halo had a good story.
It's
Gameplay
just the
was also
problem.
great.
Just the problem is it's
The
going on
gameplay.
too long.
The thing is, I don't mind the story. The story is okay. It's the gameplay that irks me.
And what?
It's old-fashioned.
That's the point.
That's what saved the freaking Xbox and caused the current console war. Is Halo had the old school GoldenEye type multiplayer
Plus the fact that it was
functionality.
probably the first one to truly go online and be really successful on a console.
And yet,
Yes.
and
Online multiplayer. That saved the original Xbox and caused it to stop costing money to sell it and caused it to turn a profit.
however, it also incurred the Call of Duty curse.
Oddly enough, that
Yes.
was Call of Duty's fault.
Die in a fire, Activision. Relinquish control of Blizzard and BioWare, and then die in a fire.
You want to know who else should die in fire? EA and Capcom.
Oh, EA needs to just burn in hell. EA needs to just burn in hell. And
Well, here's the
Capcom needs to stop working all of their talent to death.
Yeah, that wouldn't be.
They ran Inafune out. They ran out
Shinji Mikami.
the guy who made Devil May Cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that's currently running Street Fighter and actually saved it from the shelf is about to be run out because he had a heart attack, and the day he went out of the hospital, the day he came out, he got met by a Capcom suit and was handed a timetable.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but the thing
Not
is,
even
Ono
joking.
is also...
He posted this on 2chan anonymously, but there's enough background evidence to prove that, yeah, it was the guy who was running Street Fighter right now. He is very...
You mean Yoshinori Ono?
Yes. He
Ooh.
had a heart attack, and then right when he came out, right when they declared him fit to leave the hospital, they dragged him right back to work.
Oh.
And the thing is, he's also kind of one of the problems with that company too. And when he's getting that kind of shtick, you gotta feel bad for the guy.
I do feel bad for him.
Yeah, Capcom is going to destroy itself if they keep up this kind of brutal tactics.
I mean, to some extent, I understood why they canceled the Mega Man games that they had at the time. Yeah, I'm pissed at them for that because here's the thing, though. Capcom is trying its best to make, because according to them, if it doesn't make, pretty much regions, it's pretty much a failure anyway, no matter how much of a critical success it really is.
And yet, they say survival horror is not profitable, but look at Resident Evil.
Yeah, and Resident Evil 2 is probably one of their top 5 next to Resident Evil 4 selling games.
And they say it's not profitable.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Resident Evil 4 isn't technically survival horror, but, it's still really retarded.
And you know they killed all of the Mega Man franchises out of spite.
Well,
There's
yeah, but here's
no
the thing.
way they can claim otherwise.
Here's the problem, though. The highest-selling Mega Mans among that company was, let's see, Mega Man 2 and 3, 9, X1, X5, X7.
Wait.
Then we go to the,
Wait. Hold the phone.
X7 actually had a lot better sales than X8.
What?
Yeah.
They were expecting something better than X6 and got hosed. That was kind of part of the hate Capcom got back in that time frame. Was everyone was saying, "Okay, it's 3D. Surely it'll be better than X6."
Wrong.
It wasn't, and Capcom got flamed to hell for it. Which is why X8 didn't do so well. They didn't trust Capcom anymore.
Even though, oddly enough, X8 was done by the more competent team that worked there, that was also responsible for Monster Hunter 3, if I recall, and Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
So, into that effort, they did a really good job, and that same engine X8 was used in Maverick Hunter X and was proven successful. However, the thing was, because Maverick Hunter didn't make enough sales, they couldn't continue the Maverick Hunter trilogy that they were going to redo the Super Nintendo games on the PSP for. Same with Powered Up 2.
After hearing all this, I'm hesitant to put this random comm up. We might get if they found us, we get sued.
Don't worry,
what?
I know a bunch of other people who say the same thing, and they haven't had a single bite.
Oh,
They're called
Besides,
the hate.
we are small time, Adam. No one gives a crap about a small time commentary group that isn't even remotely anything professional.
Anyway, if you guys want to listen to more opinions that sound kind of similar to mine, go check out the Hate Bit podcast with 4 metalheads who have more than few enough opinions on games, music, and so on. And that was a shameless plug there. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I love Capcom, but the problem is they are doing so many things wrong.
I can only hope that somehow someone will actually have enough common sense to turn it around.
I
just
doubt
don't
it.
see it happening. I see if they continue this, I see Capcom being bought by Sony or Nintendo or worse, Microsoft. Because look what Microsoft did to Rareware.
I know.
They destroyed Rare. They will do the same to Capcom if they get the chance.
Yeah, but there is a mixture of things with Rare and Microsoft, mostly because Rare would be working on a project and they'd be really doing good, but once Microsoft looked it over, they would deny it or accept it, whichever came first. And so they've been pretty much this Mobius strip of constant, denials, and only a few games have actually made it out. And that's why they're being underused and they're just kind of there.
They're nothing more than an engine for Kinect games.
That's pretty much it.
That is what the creators of Donkey Kong's Country have been reduced to, ladies and gentlemen. An engine for a Wii Motion ripoff line.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm getting sick of these motion control gimmicks. I am sick of them. It was fine with the Wii, but, it's getting old now. The Wii is 7 years old, yet, they're pulling this out, and, who cares about the PlayStation Move?
No one!
Really. Because the PlayStation Move sucks. I mean, there's only a few good games on it. I mean, and you want to know what the joke is? You can play them on the Wii! And you want to know what those games are? No More Heroes and the Dark Side Chronicles.
And Umbrella Chronicles.
Or maybe you could try Resident Evil 5 on it, but why do that when you can play 4 on the Wii?
Exactly!
And the Wii version of RE4 gives you cool bonus guns.
Well, it's the same as the PS2 version, but with a much better interface.
Yeah, or you could also play the HD version and see if you could actually try the PlayStation Move on that and see how good it will be.
Wrong!
Because I recall trying the PlayStation Move and I just felt like a total tool. I mean, seriously, what the hell are those balls on the end?
I don't know! Balls.
And the thing is, they don't even
balls.
I guess they're so you could, tell which player's using which remote or something, I guess.
But even so, those balls themselves are inert. And yet, they're still there.
Yeah, but the Kinect, I think the Kinect is probably a good idea, but it's getting to a point that people are using it as a lazy man. Now they could just tell their Xbox, turn on, turn off. I know I have to get up to press a button. Make Blitz play on Madden 13. Call for allies in Mass Effect 3. Oh wait, who gives a shit about Mass Effect 3?
No one.
No one that has a brain anymore. The sad thing is, it's really bad when Square Enix is actually doing better than those idiots are.
I know, right?
I mean, the thing is, well, Square Enix, while it may be doing bad in like economic wise, the companies that they do have under them are actually doing pretty good, especially Eidos. Eidos with Tomb Raider and Deus Ex.
That's the irony of it all.
And the fact is, they're turning over a nice profit with sleeping dogs now. Oh, God. So Square Enix is probably not going to go away anytime soon.
In fact, maybe other companies should look at them as an example.
Well, the other problem is then you got Sega, who's had mass losses because
and yet they're starting to get back into the swing of things, right?
Yeah, somewhat, but they did have a huge layoff like a few months ago, I believe.
Ugh.
And even though they got plenty of HD projects coming out right now, like they're going to have Jet Set Radio Future HD, which will be really good. Nights into Dreams in HD, which ought to be very cool. And plus the fact they're going to have Sonic Adventure 2 coming out as well.
Well, I guess it makes sense if people can't find a copy of the game.
Yeah, because I tried finding it a while ago. I'm like, I want to finish that goddamn game.
Where is it? I still got my copy. I'll mail it to you.
Oh, hell no.
Dude, I'll save you the money.
Yeah, but knowing my luck, I'll incidentally smash it. I'll feel bad. But
I'm still waiting for hopefully a localized Eternal Punishment and or Final Fantasy 3.
Eternal Punishment is likely, and Final Fantasy 3 will also be coming out on PSP too.
That's what I'm hoping for.
It probably will, considering it's already translated. It's just a matter of actually getting the damn game out.
And of course, P4 Golden got delayed to November.
Yeah, that made me a very pissy camper.
You
know, that was probably for the better, considering the fact that I found out that I have to go pay for my insurance that month. For $211. And considering the fact that I spent like about $1,100 last week or two alone, that does not make me very, very, very happy. That makes me want to crush small children. Hi, puppies. How are you? Kick the baby!
Dude, what?
He's going insane, and we're loving it.
Dude, Bo and I are the insane people in this crew. What are you doing?
Well, you're part of an insane crew. We're just trying to. I guess it must have spread.
I guess keeping me in Arcadia wasn't good because the chaos has infected everybody.
I guess so. But then again, it's not technically a bad thing.
No. But then again, we haven't been together in how long now?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the first time in
where
months we've actually done anything together.
And have we been going on for like 2.5 hours already? Shit.
Damn it, there's no Glide, no Zero. That makes me sad panda.
Well, Katie's...
You're not going to see Zero ever.
And Katie's working right now.
Oh, I know what she's doing.
She's working at Walmart.
And she's a CSM. That poor girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to fill the void. Dan Burrow coming out.
What? No! Why? I mean, what else is there to talk about? Something. Okay, or maybe, in the words of Minato Arasado, screw it!
Here's a question. What would you want the gaming industry to do in 5 steps, more or less, at this point?
First step, stop. Second step, analyze what your company is doing, and once you've done so, step 3, do whatever you can to do whatever you can to fix it.
Number 2, EA analyzed it, and they came to a completely wrong conclusion. Because their conclusion was because the fact that the newer gamers are coming in, the older gamers are starting to get left out, and they are starting to dislike the fact that the hardware that they're using is not as great as it was back in 15 years ago when we were using cartridges. When the problem is totally different when you're telling the consumer they are wrong.
The consumer is never wrong. When the consumer is wrong, you go out of business.
And the day EA goes out of business, we lose a lot of talent as well.
Oh, they'll
What
get snapped up. They'll get snapped up by other companies.
Odds are they're probably going to get snapped up by either Activision, Square Enix. Because they did
Enix needs talent.
Exactly.
Look what they did to us with 13.2. I'm never going to stop slamming 13.2 because that was a piss poor ending.
Everything
Even
else
after
about
the
game was good,
DLC,
though.
even after the DLC, it was a piss poor ending.
Yeah, I will agree. It was kind of a shameless cash-in at that point. I'm like, really? This was such a good game, though. What the hell?
Yeah, basically what they did was
They trolled us.
no, it wasn't a trolling. They basically stuck both middle fingers into our faces and then picked our noses with them.
And just to make sure that they topped it after we got the secret ending from getting all 160 fragments, yeah, that was me, they had the main villain taunt us and tell us, oh, that was just part of my plan. Thank you, come again.
Yeah, all of the game, all those hours of gameplay, you were doing exactly what the villain, exactly what Caius wanted you to do.
Yeah, but the thing that gets me is while Caius actually does do one of the more sensible things in an RPG, which is show up and kick ass in maybe the first chapter or two, after that point, the game, Sarah and Noel are just kind of theorizing of pretty much what he really wants to do. I'm like, guys, he wants to destroy all time to end the eternal chain of the loved one that he sees in every timeline dying. Even though, really, that was the fault of the goddess herself.
Being too nice.
More like just... How can you be nice when the first prediction that you see in your eyes leads to instant death? That's not nice. That's usually... That's like... That's like when you have a distress call and somebody emails you a photon torpedo about to explode.
Or worse, that's not nice. It's as if somebody you just met somebody on the street, and then suddenly they ask you your name. You give them your name, and suddenly they pulled out a little tablet, write down your name. 5 minutes later, you're dead.
But yeah, I mean, 13.
Note.
I will give Caius this. He pulled off more than any other FF villain ever did. Kefka got his plan off, died afterwards though. Kuja pulled off his plan, but it got reversed and then he died.
But here's the problem with
Vayne
Caius.
Please let me finish. Vayne and Vana. Vana pulled off her half of the plan, but Vayne kind of got screwed at the end, so they joined together to die fighting. Caius wins. Undisputedly, completely legit wins.
Yeah, but here's the joke, though. Caius also has a cheat. The Heart of Chaos. Which makes him immortal. Which was given to him by the very goddess he's trying to kill.
Not to mention, if you kill him, that is the fast track switch.
Oops.
You are literally given an unwinnable game. literally given an unwinnable game.
The sad thing is, I actually wanted to LP 13-2.
But no. No.
You're going to be doing that solo, because if you bring an Arcanian onto that, any one of us will just blast it. Especially
but
me. I will just rip that game into pieces.
Well, besides, I'd have to put it up on Blip TV anyway.
Due to the ending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
also,
the game is too recent.
Yeah. And the
No, not that. It's just that Square Enix doesn't like it when Enix rather. Square Enix doesn't like it when you put their games endings on YouTube. Earliest example, Third Birthday. Ragnarok Seeker tried to put his whole run of Third Birthday onto YouTube. He couldn't because he couldn't put the ending on there.
Ragnarok Seeker also had the same problem with 13-2 because the ending was not allowed, as well as the Oerba Paradox ending.
That's the thing. Third Birthday and 13-2 are very new games. They're less than 5 years old.
Third Birthday is 2 to 3 years old now.
I said less than 5.
And besides, I can't even record Third Birthday properly right now because I don't have the right TV.
And besides, I don't think you really want to invest in all the firmware that you'd have to install just so you can use that one capture program, I think.
Yeah, because even though I do have a whole lot of PSP games I would want to record.
I mean, 13-2 in itself, I thought was a nice step in the right direction. It's just the problem is the direction ended up going somewhere where I didn't want it to go. Because, let me put it like this. 13-2 pretty much ends let me put it like this. Imagine Final Fantasy VI. You just saw Kefka pretty much destroy the world.
It ends there.
Yeah, and that's 13-2. Now, if 13-2 was really good, if they were smart, they would have, they would have a whole new scenario planned out with Lightning, and they could showed her slowly getting, party members and defeating Caius once and fucking for all. And that would have been returned to form. It would have made 13-2 the return to standards that the series once had.
And yet, they didn't.
Instead they killed Lightning as well.
No, Lightning's not quite dead.
She's just crystallized.
Effectively dead. There is no protagonist left to oppose Caius. He's won.
Let's see. There's no hopes. No.
Didn't they all get killed immediately by the crawling chaos that came out when Sarah died?
No, they didn't.
Whoa.
I can't see them surviving very long, though.
I think Snow can actually do something about it because he's still stuck in the Coliseum area, and he's kind of in a limbo state because he just got called there out of nowhere. He's like, this stuff around me sent me here, but it doesn't seem harmful. Doesn't seem like it wants to kill me, so I wonder what this is about. And the Lightning scenario showed Lightning in Noel's timeline, walking through the desert, or pretty much the lifeless pulse, as it were. So I'm just wondering if maybe that's where the story will go from there, is her finding all the other party members, because you still had Saz and stuff, and hell, and because of the time paradox, Vanille and Fang's fate will be changed.
Well, assuming that Square Enix thinks the same way, and they're like, wait a minute, we could probably make another chapter.
Yeah, except they don't want to make another chapter. They wanted to...
Actually, they actually were considering it. Because
what made them change their minds?
I guess, I don't know. I just recall on Facebook that they have a website right now for the next Lightning chapter, as they called it.
So I guess we can still hope, at least.
After all the crappy stuff that's been happening with technology lately, I am not really that optimistic.
No, but at least there's a little bit of optimism,
Let's see.
if only a smidgen.
Let me go check the good old Square Enix Facebook site. Let me see. Let's see. We're proudly announced the Final Fantasy XI 10th anniversary concert. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see the Final Fantasy 25th anniversary. Gee. Speaking of which, The World Ends With You solo remix is on iOS.
Huh.
And people have said that's actually pretty good. Because it has new songs, new remixes, and the characters are redrawn in HD graphical style. So they did good there. Even though the problem is a lot of people are not happy with Final Fantasy Dimensions costing $30 on iOS and Android.
Ouch.
Yeah, they thought that was a little much. Let me see. Let's see. An event at Tokyo to celebrate the 25th anniversary. Key members of the FF13 dev team will present more about the new direction of the Lightning Saga. Keep an eye on http://FileFantasy13game.com. A storm gathers for more.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So there is still hope.
Yeah, it's just it's probably going to cost us another $30-$60.
Oh well, at least anything's better than letting the villain get away with everything.
I don't know. I thought it was great in a way.
Even though we got trolled in the end.
Like I said, it wasn't just a trolling. It was just a pair of middle fingers.
I know.
Let's see. The Lightning Saga that started with the release of 13 has achieved a cumulative shipment of over 9.6 million units. Yeah, imagine how many of them were taken back.
Yeah, mostly because of the DLC crap.
And so the presentation will take place at an event in Tokyo to celebrate Final Fantasy 25th anniversary on September 1st, 2012.
Wow.
So, I suppose they got either 13.3 or they have an add-on DLC that's going to be freaking huge.
Either way,
or maybe they'll do it like Final Fantasy for the after years, where they slowly put up a chapter, every $5 to $10 or something.
That's reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Except the problem is, how are you going to make Lightning playable, considering the fact that she's pretty much a god in fighting?
Downgrade her.
Good.
So find a way to downgrade her.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. I found out new stuff about Metroid Fusion.
Really?
Yeah, from Mecha Prime's LP of Metroid Fusion. He decided to implement a code for infinite shine sparking. And
that's always a good one.
The bad part is he only found one boss that could actually kill.
Aww.
All the other ones were immune to it, so he was kind of sad
about that. The development team thinks of everything, although that really is a smart move because the handhelds are still cartridge-based, and thus they're still very vulnerable to cheat devices.
And the thing was, he actually fought Yakuza like way earlier, and he's like, okay, can I actually get something else? The level 1 door has been unlocked. He's like, that was the message that you gave me with Nitori, you bastard. Because he actually went and fought Nitori, then he went to go fight Yakuza and got the same thing. Level 1 security doors have been unlocked. And even if you try to get like certain equipment early, the game will not allow you until you truly download it.
Dev team thought of everything.
Dev team's also a fucking dick.
Well, hey.
Yeah, I mean, Fusion was just really, they just really refused to allow sequence breaking. I don't get Fusion. It made sense. Once again, I do not understand why Retro was ordered to remove all of the. 90% of the sequence breaking tricks out of the Prime trilogy. I don't get that. Why?
I don't think that was Nintendo that told them. I think that was Retro themselves.
Yeah, I heard someone say that Nintendo ordered Retro to remove some stuff. I didn't believe it. I figured it was Retro being stupid.
But
As I posited in the original Subspace Emissary run, Retro was just being stupid and not understanding the true spirit of Metroid.
yeah, but the thing is, they still allowed you get certain power-ups when you got them. They didn't, force you into that, that sequence.
Not true, because even when they sealed certain exploits, there were some ways that people just were able to still do exactly what they needed to get what they wanted. So certain things, like with the plasma beam, they not only removed a piece of that Lansoon actually had this problem. They not only removed a piece of scenery you could use to jump up, they put a lock on that door, so that even if you somehow still got up there, until you killed Thardus, you could not open that door.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the thing is, with Prime, though, they actually allowed you to explore and play the game as naturally as possible. They didn't, hold your fucking hand and go, well, your objective is, well, any objections, dumb person playing my game?
I will admit, though, that did irk me about Other M. I still have fun with the game, but I'm still not going to forgive it for the mistakes it made.
No, I'm not going to forgive it, period.
No, Other M is a flop.
It,
Decent gameplay, beautiful graphics. Samus's unnecessary mole notwithstanding. Horrible, horrible story.
agreed.
And here's the other problem. I mean, how many soundtracks actually left a decent impression on you during the game?
Well, actually,
Outside of the Ridley fight, which was probably the best version of the Ridley theme ever, none.
it offered good ambience at least. The game.
Yeah, but even then, you want to know what I would do if I did Other M? I'd just throw in the Prime tracks and be an asshole. I'd just be like, oh, let me see, we're in the ice area. Been drawing drifts.
Yeah, just remix some of the Prime tracks. I mean, Magmore Caverns is already a Norfair remix anyway.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Besides, the bottle ship was designed to be a recreation of Zebby's anyways.
So why do this? Why do this to us? I'm almost tempted to just take down the Other M run, just because I was blinded by first impressions. And you
if you ignore the story, it's a decent. If you ignore the fact that it's a Metroid game,
it's a halfway decent game.
Yes,
but
the gameplay is good. It's very clunky, but it's solid. I mean, I'm not. It's very clunky.
It needed another year at least.
It's very clunky, but the gameplay is solid.
It needed another. Not only did it need another year, it needed to go back to the storyboards.
Yeah, they needed to not use crap from the manga, which no American has ever seen outside of a friggin' translation site.
And even then you got the other Metroid mangas that contradict Samus's behavior altogether.
I'm still going to defend that one moment. I'm still going to defend that.
No. No, I can understand Samus being freaked out because she thought Ridley was dead for real. I cannot see her going full-blown BSOD. Screaming, swearing, freaking out for a few seconds, and then unloading all of her missiles at him in a blind rage, I could see.
Again,
freezing up and losing her suit, no.
Again, they should have thought this through.
Yeah, but here's the thing. According to them, in Metroid Prime 3, when she encounters Meta Ridley again, she should have just froze up and went, ah! While they're falling down that 20,000-foot shaft.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's move on to something more positive, if we can.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah.
Bring on the hate.
How about not?
Wrong cast. Wrong podcast. Never mind.
We don't have a podcast.
That'd be awesome, though,
Okay.
but no.
Okay, now let's talk about the games that we've all been playing. We call this the video game circle jerk.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Miku Miku Dance now has SCP Foundation beasts on it.
What? Hold on. I need to sign in.
Oh, I missed a treasure chest. Well, poopy.
Alright, hold on, I need to log in.
If I start seeing that thing on YouTube videos, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Wait. Ugh. What the hell?
Yeah, that's from the SCP Foundation. That's actually one of their very first entries. SCP number 173. A rebar concrete construction that, if you're not looking at it, is basically the poor man's version of Doctor Who's Weeping Angels. It will kill you instantly.
Huh?
Okay, I'll explain what the Weeping Angels are.
All I see is just what? I'm not affected at all.
Okay. The Weeping Angels in Doctor Who are this very, very, how shall I say, nasty race who, if they look at you, they either kill you or they send you to a previous point in time that you might as well not even exist.
And the thing is, if you're looking at them, they turn into immutable stone. If you do have a line of sight on them, they cannot do crap. But if you even blink, they can move at about 50% the speed of light and instantly twist your head off like a grape.
Or they'll move you back to a point in time that you cannot be moved out of.
Okay, so instead of blinking, I'm just gonna close the browser.
But yeah,
There, now I can blink.
SCP-173 is pretty much based off of that. And yeah, I mean, the SCP Foundation is a creepypasta wiki. I provide a link, but there's a lot of really disturbing crap on that site. Awesome site, mind you. Really cool. But it's really disturbing stuff on there. So it's best that we don't provide links because little children are probably watching this.
Wait, then again, if there are children watching this, they wouldn't be watching our videos in the first place.
What?
Considering the content on this channel?
Considering that we drop more than enough F-bombs, that we make the great spirit of George Carlin give us a salute?
Or do we make Japanese gangsters blush?
I don't think anything can make a veteran Yakuza member blush.
Yeah, especially considering the Yakuza members throw around the F word about as much as Carlin does. When he was alive, though.
I mean, those guys will cut off fingers as a sign of apology to their clan bosses. Creepy little...
Okay. Change the topic.
Change the channel!
All due respect to those guys. Scary as hell. All due respect.
Yeah, anyway. Wait, how long have we been going on? 3 hours?
Yes.
And I only posted 3 Denbura pics. How about that? You know what? I hate odd numbers, though. We're going to make it 4.
Okay.
And we're going to make it 4 because that's my favorite even number, because it is an even number of an even number. Meaning there are no odd numbers involved.
Even though, to anyone who's Japanese and watching this, turn away.
What?
Because 4 is very unlucky to the Japanese.
Oh, that's true. 4 is death.
Yeah.
Well, mostly because it relates to the crossroads.
Well, actually, the thing is, 4. If I remember correctly, the kanji for 4 and the word death are the same pronunciation.
Yeah, shi. Si, ni, san, shi.
Oh yeah. By the way, it does. And of course, this wouldn't be a random con without me talking about Pokemon. Obviously.
I already
Which you
beat
can
Soul
never shut
Silver
up
and
about.
Sorry.
I beat Soul Silver and Platinum. I just need to beat Pokemon White.
I know, but anyway, as in regards to the anime, do you want to know who won the Junior Cup?
Wasn't Ash.
It was Trip.
Figures.
He won with he won with his superior.
Because he's superior. I'm a punny writer. Bonk, 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 bonk.
You've won the special roulette round. All right. I wonder if it was worth betting on Black then.
Oh, what is this that you sent me,
Don't-
good old friend?
Don't click it. It's another suggestive one.
I have the door closed. I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh, as Kuya, that's even more interesting. Now, why isn't the picture showing up?
Give it a
damn
minute
it!
to load. It's very big.
on
There we go.
the plus side, in the Junior Cup, Krokorok evolved and learned Dragon
yeah,
Claw. And learned Dragon Claw.
I think you should hide that a little bit better, Sakuya. I'm sorry. I don't know. Let's see.
You know what
I
sucked
will.
about it? Sorry, do you want to know what sucked about the Junior Cup? You're only allowed to use one Pokemon per match.
Oof.
So
Let me guess.
in short, the odds were stacked against him.
Odds are Ash pulled out Oshawott.
No,
or
Ignite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he still lost.
Well, considering that Superior was obviously Trip was training his Pokemon. And of course, he would constantly mock Ash for not evolving.
Ouch.
Yeah, Ash has been very stupid about that.
No,
Pikachu, I get.
It's just that
Evolving Pikachu would give him nothing, but the other
I think
Pokemon would get something out of
I think it was
evolving.
the fact that Ash didn't train him enough. I think that was the point.
well, no, it's probably because the fact that he's not used to all these new Pokemon. And besides, it just so happened that Superior was stronger. And it learned Dragon Tail as well.
Yeah, well, it's like I said before on previous Random Comms on the old channel. They don't want Ash to make a decisive win that would be, in his eyes, attaining his goal. Because then they would have to actually use the protagonist from the current generation that they're advertising on the show.
And the other thing is, with this, he would have had a chance to fight the current league champion. He would have lost in anyway.
Well, yeah, because the plot would have basically screwed him.
Well, next
like
week.
I said, they don't want Ash to become a Pokemon master because
besides,
roll out a completely new set of characters.
And besides this one, it's not the league. It's just the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup. It's not the big leagues. So we're not even close to the end yet.
We never will be.
No, we're not close to the end of the Unova arc.
And just to say it, it's not over yet.
Nope, it's not quite over yet because tomorrow Trip actually fights the Alder, the champion, in not only next week's episode, but also apparently next week's episode. And the episode after that, we'll actually get to meet the new gym leader, the other new gym leader of Unova, the water type gym leader.
Oh, you mean the new 8th gym leader?
Yeah, Marlin.
Because they got advertised the games, of course.
And I believe in episode 96 of the Unova arc, Giovanni finally makes a reappearance.
Are they ever going to get more Team Plasma in there?
I doubt they will, because during the two-parter they were going to air, it involved earthquakes.
Ah!
Yeah. Not to mention, the fishing episode was also delayed due to the tsunamis. And the fact that there was really bad stuff involving fish and stuff. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wow, it's 9. It's 9 over here.
So yeah, you can't really fault them for that.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's because of the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. That episode was postponed, but the two-parter involving Team Plasma was indefinitely indefinitely postponed. Oh well. Well, again, it's due to nature. You can't really fault them for that.
I suppose not. No.
But at the very least, at least this one will actually involve the Meloetta that's following the team. And
True.
and of course, like I said, Giovanni will finally make a reappearance, as it was mentioned in the news that he would make a reappearance during Series 2 of Best Wishes.
It's about time.
Yeah. Oh, there I note. Best Wishes actually had the least amount of showings from Team Rocket. They were shown less, and when they did show up, they were slightly more competent than they used to be. Not blasting off anymore, but instead blasting off by their own will with jetpacks.
Yeah, I will give them credit. They're making Jesse and James to be a lot more credible and a lot less stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost getting to the point where I could conceivably see Giovanni legitimately respecting them again.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
They're just about there. If they can just ignore Ash and Pikachu for a little while, for maybe like the rest of the season, and only try to go after them if they just come across them while doing other missions.
They were up to a point, because apparently it was going to come to a head during the two-parter. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be.
Well, eventually they'll probably release the 2 episodes and then dub them, but it'll probably only be on the DVD set.
Probably. And besides, if you want to know the episode I'm referring to in terms of Giovanni finally making a reappearance, it's going to be on September 27th on a Thursday.
Ah.
So it's next month. So this ought to be interesting, really. I'm interested. In any case, so yeah, as a fan, I'm actually interested in seeing how season 2 of Best Wishes actually comes around. Will this finally be the final season? It might be, considering that we haven't heard anything about a new generation yet.
Well, that's also
They
because
won't
the
let
fact
Ash
they're
win anything. There's no way.
You don't know that for sure. Not yet, anyway. Because
here's the other thing, though, too. They haven't. I think the problem is right now they're also trying to probably get adapted more to 3DS hardware. Which I think that's what Black and White 2 is pretty much meant for, as a test bed of what their ideas may come to be.
And besides, who knows? And besides, every time he's entered a tournament, he's gotten closer and closer to winning. I mean, in his last venture into a championship, he managed to rank all the way to the semifinals. Whereas
And he oddly enough lasted longer against the guy who was the
the guy who's two legendaries, he lasted longer than anyone else did. So despite the odds stacked against him, even though he lost, he managed to hold his own better than anyone else, being the first trainer in Sinnoh to actually defeat his Darkrai.
even though he pretty much lost most of his team due to it.
Even so, he managed to pull it off, and still lost to a Latios.
I think Latios was determined as a tie. Well, it's just it was an overall loss because it was his last Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. So best case scenario or the worst case scenario, he might actually make it to the final match of the tournament in the Unova League.
Though they may decide just to have the champion be the one that schools him.
If that happens, if he wins the tournament, it's good. That's good enough for him. If he can make it to at least a champion battle, that's good enough. So maybe it was a good thing that he didn't go on to face Alder, because that would have ended his arc right then and there.
Yeah, but I mean, once they end the arc with Ash, they can't go back to any of the other protagonists now.
No, they can't. But instead, they'll just have to end the anime right then and there on a high note. You don't know. You don't know for sure. Because
I'm making educated judgments based on past season finales. They've always hosed Ash right at the moment of triumph.
well, mainly because his opponents were simply better than him, and of course the plot said otherwise.
That's what I mean. They always hosed him. Plot always hosed him.
But he's gotten better since then. And every time, like I said, every time he gets even better. I mean, this may be the be all end all.
Wouldn't that be a thing?
It would be a thing. I mean, again, nobody knows for sure until until the guys in charge of the anime say otherwise.
Huh.
In the end, all we could do is offer theories that may or may not be debunked.
True.
So there's no reason to be judgmental on something that hasn't really happened yet.
You have a point. All right. I think I'm gonna find one more to close it out.
Oh, wait, you're not going for an even number?
Okay, I'll give you two. I'll give you two more. You're the one who brought that on yourself.
Oh well, I don't mind.
Question is, out of like 100 or so pages, what do I pick?
I get to watch Captain Gantu get humiliated again for the third time.
Oh, hey, I do have a lot of stuff that isn't Toho in here.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Good job, Aqua. You're unlike the rest of the team where you actually confront the figures of authority and you actually ask them if you can use your Keyblade on certain things. Congrats.
Hello. Hello, Sammy.
That'd be interesting.
Okay. Hello. Oh, I bet that's what she looks like on her off hours, if she had any.
Not many
Hi.
now. Not as a fugitive.
No.
No, no. Yeah.
Oh my.
What?
Hold
But-
on.
but
Wait.
the baby.
Please don't. Okay? No more.
Yeah, there's the other one, though.
No, I'm talking to Jeremy.
Yeah.
John Lee, you forgot to put on your bra. God damn it.
Look at this.
Not the only one. That's the only article she forgot to put on under. Oh, that's funny. What is? Wait. What series is this?
It's P4, man.
Okay, that's
Huh?
you. Who the hell is the gal on the right?
Wait, that's surprisingly, can you tell? It's Yosuke.
It's Yosuke wearing his Junette's outfit.
Oh, that's an apron, not a skirt.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. This would fit so well from the animation. Oh my god. This.
Oh god, he is squealing. This ought to be good. What have we done?
Look at this.
Catherine.
If it loads.
Its I is Catherine and you is Vincent.
Look at
That's
it.
too perfect.
Look at it, man.
Do I have to say it the way Christopher Lloyd did? Get out of there! Get out of there!
You, Soji, you. Advice. Run to the Velvet Room. Never come out.
I'm gonna save that as an alternative wallpaper. I'm gonna use that as well. Or I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Dude, go with the bunny suit mailing I showed first off.
No.
Do what you want.
What else could I?
It's past 9. My brain's shutting off. I'm ready to call it.
God, I love Triple Blizzaga.
I bet you.
Probably going to do a little bit of shop maintenance on Racketeer. Figure out what I'm going to... Maybe do a test vid early tomorrow morning if I wake up before my folks do. I don't know. I haven't been motivated.
Spin me
What?
right round, baby, right round like a
What?
record.
Huh?
Aqua does that.
Oh right.
God, I love my Seeker Mines. Freaking awesome.
But yeah, I mean, Jeremy, just let me know when time opens up, because you know I'm good just about any time from like 7 a.m. To 9 p.m. Central Time.
All right. Oh god, this attack is too fun to use.
I'm gonna see if there's something to eat before I turn in. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh. Did I just learn what I think I did? Ah, yes.
What'd you learn?
I learned Teleport Spike.
Oh, I see.
Aqua's last finish command. Where does this lead? That's the ship corridor. And that one leads to space, if I recall. Would you love me? No!
Oh god, it's.
Yeah, I actually do prefer playing Aqua over Terra any day. In fact, I think Ventus is probably the best to play as. Just mostly because he has so many options.
Oh God. Okay, this is Okay. Another one, again featuring Yu Narukami.
An idea.
Ain't nothing left. I'm not even bothered.
I think I got one more right here.
Huh? Let's have it.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Then back to me. Look at your man. Then back to me. Sadly, your man has been murdered. But if you're with me and not this dead man, you would have been safe from disaster. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a TV. With the man your dead man could never be like. What's in my hand? Nothing. Look again. It's a card and summoned a god to save you. Anything's possible when you're with Yu Narukami. I'm on a train.
What?
I'm assuming that was in the comments and you didn't just make that up on the spot.
Of course it was in the comments.
Because you're not actually posting the actual page with the picture. You're posting the picture itself.
Old Spice, when you don't give a fuck.
Do. I can't whistle anyway, so I don't care.
Well, I wasn't even whistling it in the correct pitch.
Oh well, it was close enough.
Neither was I.
If you gotta admit, that's just funny.
That fits you all too well.
It does.
Great game. I just need a camera shot of Aqua's ass in her armor. Thanks.
I'm not even a butt man.
I'm sorry, but the thing is, her whole outfit is the outfit of clothing fetishes everywhere. I mean, okay, Adam, let's think about this. She's wearing a corset or bustier, plus the fact she has straps all over the place.
Not to mention in the Japanese version, it was even backless.
They changed that on purpose because the fact even Nomura's like, there's too much here.
Yeah, the prudish American censors will just tear this game apart if we let this through.
Actually, he's like, this is a little much.
Well, he realized the board of censors over here in the States would eviscerate him. The prudes that regulate the ESRB are very, very mean when they want to be.
And let's see, she also has knee-high socks, Chie like shorts,
So
tight
hot
shorts.
pants.
Yeah. And it doesn't really help that somehow, because it's Japan, somehow in the cutscene where she's going towards the gang at the Keyblade Graveyard, her chest is bouncing, even though that shouldn't be possible with all those straps and that corset.
Oh God.
So that pretty much leads to my theory that she actually is a rack bigger than she should be.
Anyway.
And the fact that I thought of that is just downright perverted, and I should shut the
Well, that's
fuck up.
nothing compared to that horrible crap that Adam and I baited you into last year. Where we got you talking about how you would react if Racing decided to show up at your door. That was cool and evil.
Huh?
And Adam doesn't even remember it.
I don't. I maybe it's for the best.
You remember when we were trying to do one of those candid random comms?
No.
And we decided to go for broke on Jeremy here. We got him trying to embarrass himself.
Maybe you shouldn't say that in case my memory does come back to me.
Well, basically, right at the end, you just got caught on Skype recorder, and he hangs up. And we spent the better part of the weekend making sure that he'd forgiven us for it. Which he
I recall that.
I don't remember
pretty
that.
much said that you enjoyed it and you deserved enjoying it. Because it
Uh,
was just evil.
really? I honestly don't remember that.
I must have the best memory out of the entire crew. Because I remember it plain as day.
I don't.
I recall it.
Maybe I just wanted to shut that out from my brain
You probably
because
did. The thing is, I have a semi-photographic memory, so me forgetting stuff is nigh on impossible.
really. Anyway,
Avoid horror. It's why I try to avoid stuff like shock sites, horror genre films, and just in general anything that I don't like. Because if the image gets stuck in my head, it will stay there for years and annoy me constantly.
are we gonna end this call or not?
I have
Ever.
no idea. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Recketeer's main title theme play out as we sign off.
Okay. I honestly don't remember that ever happening. Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because nowadays I wouldn't dare try that.
Yeah, I mean the team's already fragmented enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Not to mention that I almost came close to fragmenting it not too long ago.
Huh?
You remember Jeremy, don't you?
What?
When you kind of lost your cool.
Dude.
I know. I'm just
No, I was just annoyed, dude.
it
went.
worried me.
I went.
I'm just saying it worried me up to a point.
Dude.
That's all. That's all.
it's
Dude,
all good
don't
now,
worry
man.
about it. You
It's
know
all good
that
now.
odds are I'm gonna let loose, about 2 minutes of ranting and raving, and then I'm cool.
Okay,
You know that, and
I know.
I'm not.
I know that. I know that. It's just that at the time I was worried.
Yeah, but here's the other thing too. Do you really think that I'm gonna uh reverse our friendship over something that minor?
Not exactly.
This isn't like P3 where the tiniest thing will screw you over. Anyway, I'm Watcher CCG. That's Mobius Zero Megami 4, whatever, and that's Adam Sports.
Hello, yes, you guys. See you later for whenever I finish the answer. Skyward Sword.
Things are looking good. Adam's got Skyward Sword on the docket. Mobius and I are going to be doing Shadow of the Colossus eventually. I've got
If we
Recketeer
ever
and Solar 2 in the works. We got good things coming, folks. Stay tuned.
Good night.
Nah.